Okay, uno, dos, tres. All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode number 64.
Oh, yeah, we here.
Chris is back. We're back on our regular scheduled program. Back on Tuesday. Last week, I took the week off to remodel the restroom room, and now everything is all done. So the show is back on the road.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So before we get started, well, let me do the intro, then we do the thing.
Okay.
All right. So if you guys want to buy some T-shirts, head over to themediahijack.com. Grab you an official Media Hijack T-shirt. Chris is wearing one right now.
Yes.
Look at that sexy model.
It is.
Abercrombie and Chris Jesus.
I think I'm saying bitch.
Oh, nah.
Ouch.
That's not on my vocabulary, man. But yeah, go ahead and grab you a Media Hijack official T-shirt. Head over to themediahijack.com. Also, if you guys want to check out our Reddit, be a member, because I know somebody mentioned something about the third eye last week.
On Reddit?
On Reddit. They were saying their story about how he had like a cyst on his third eye inside his brain, and he was having like brain problems. So I guess he got that removed, and now he's like normal now.
What?
But it's one of the guys from the chat from our old school podcast.
No shit. I didn't even catch that on Reddit.
Yeah, I caught that. I caught that like the next day. I was like, holy shit.
Reddit be telling me everything else but our channel. It's so weird.
But yeah, like if you guys want to join our Reddit, be a part of the community. If you guys want to leave us a comment about the show or whatever you guys want to talk about, just leave it there. We'll check that shit out.
Please.
Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this video, head over to our YouTube page. You can watch the replay, leave it on while you're doing laundry,
Yeah.
while you're doing, who knows,
Rocket science.
racking off or whatever. Just leave us in the background. Just
Background music.
put you to sleep, like in a good way.
If you try to put your baby asleep,
We're not that boring.
play some Media Hijack for the baby.
No, if you want to keep your baby awake.
Woke.
Yeah.
Keep your baby woke.
Keep your baby woke. Play this shit. Big Robert says I saw that pic for a while ago, just to let you know.
Is he swinging too close to what is you about to try to do?
He said he saw it a while ago. It was actually new. It's created by this person, but you'll see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, if you guys on iTunes, make sure you guys rate and subscribe and leave us a 5-star, leave us a comment.
Please.
And yeah. All right, so we're about to unveil like what I bought from the United Nuclear Science Lab.
Yeah.
If you guys like our listeners and you guys want to see what we bought, head over to the YouTube, and if you're there anyway, make sure you guys like and comment.
Yes, please.
All right, here we go. Hold on.
All right. I have not seen this yet. My eyes are closed. Tell me when to open them.
Yeah, I'll show you first before the camera. Check this out, dude. Bob Lazar.
What the fuck?
Autographed and everything.
How?
He announced it on his Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I ran home and I bought it before they stopped the production.
No. And what the fuck? He has your name.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He knows you. What? This is it.
You can explain it. This is not
All right, so that's Bob Lazar's, and this is his drawing, right?
Yeah.
This is his drawing of how basically was it like how a UFO craft would operate?
Yeah, it's what he was working on at Area 51.
Okay, so this is supposedly because if anybody knows Bob Lazar, he used to be employed with Area 51 and whatnot or something, and he helped in design shit or whatnot. But I guess it's like his blueprint of.
Yeah, it's his blueprint of what he was working on at Area 51.
Okay.
So this is like a very important like picture. This is like a piece of history.
Yeah, for real. Holy shit.
He called this the sports model for the UFO craft that he was particularly working on at Area 51.
Holy shit.
So a lot of people remember that he was he had that one drawing, right? He was like, I'm only gonna make like a certain production copy of this drawing.
Yeah.
And I ran home that day too. But by the time I tried to order, all sold out. And I was about to cry, dude. I was trying to get in the comments saying, hey, whoever get this, make a copy for me.
Please.
Nobody ever messaged me. I never got a copy.
But then this one.
I was like, I'll take a Xerox copy of it, but nobody ever did it.
Yeah.
But now this one, he announced on his Instagram, it's like, hey, we're making a limited copies of like the one he's doing where he's making it look like really clean. And then he'll fucking sell that for like a limited amount of time.
Damn, and how many was he selling at the time? Do you know? Or was it just like
I think you can't even buy it anymore.
Damn, you gotta be that fast, man.
It was the same day. It was like within a couple hours. I thought I was gonna miss the train and shit. I was like, thank God.
That is amazing.
And then like almost like a month later, it shows up, and I forgot what I ordered because I look at the package. It says United Nuclear Lab. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Fucking bomb?
Is this a rocket ship? Because it came in like a little tube. I was like, what is this, a rocket ship? But then that's when I realized, like, oh, it's the damn.
So it came just wrapped up in itself, and then you just got the frame. You had the frame for it.
Yeah, I just put the frame in. I actually bought this frame for a different print that I had, but it didn't fit. So I was like, what am I gonna do with this frame?
Perfect,
and
man.
And then it was the same size. I ordered it, and then it happened to be the same size as that frame.
It's fucking perfect.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit! Now this frame has a home.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look, it all worked out right, man. Thanks, Bob Lazar.
And he signed it.
Dude, and he signed it. You put your name on it, man.
My name. I can't sell it because my name is on it.
Yes. That's what you got to pass on down to your kids.
What do you guys think about that? That's pretty cool, right?
Amazing.
Tenano says, wow, 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 wow.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Robert says, let's get some smart-ass engineers and let's figure it out. They know how it works. They're already they already backwards engineered that the fuck out of that. Like all the spaceships you see now, like in the sky, that's all man-made now.
Now they're touring with us.
Yeah. It's out there, but it's man-made.
I was not expecting that. I did not know that he was doing anything of that. So I don't even follow him on Instagram now. Think about it, but now let me do that right now before we continue.
Yeah, follow him. Like maybe you'll get his next picture and autograph.
Hey,
I got a piece of history. This is crazy.
That is amazing.
Like he touched that paper. That old man. He was supposed to be
this old god.
He is supposed to be fucking like taken out by the U.S. government, but he survived and he signed it. That's crazy.
United Nuclear Bob.
Yeah, that's when the name started making sense. Like I was like, what did I order? I was like, okay. All right, guys. So today, our main topic, we're going to be talking about the mysteries at Oak Island.
Yes, sir.
Chris is going to be talking about this, and then after like it's finished, I have like a lot of little stories that we can jump on just in case we need some fillers for this episode.
Okay, cool. I was wondering if I should make this. I can stretch this out long.
You can stretch it out as long as you want because I have some stuff too about it.
Okay. If
like we don't get to like the small news, it's no big deal.
Okay.
It's not even that important. It's like one about Jesus taking a wheel and shit.
What?
Yeah. It's not that important.
But now I want to know. I don't know.
No, she's in jail.
Oh, what?
It's like Jesus take the wheel. Jesus is not here.
Beep, beep. Please leave a message.
All right, guys, let's get started.
All right. Should I kick it off?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Unless you want me to do it. You want me to do it?
You go.
Okay.
You go.
All right, so the mystery of Oak Island. Okay, so this is an island located off of the coast of Nova Scotia. This is in Canada.
Which I did not know that. I thought that Nova Scotia was way on the other side of the planet.
No, it's Canada.
Yeah, I don't know shit about geography.
Yeah, so it's like an island, like off of like coast of Canada. And this island is not even that big. It's like 140 acres of land.
Super tiny.
And what's special about this island is it's known to have a treasure hidden there. And people been trying to fucking dig up this shit for like since the 1600s.
Yeah, it's supposed to have like a shit ton of treasure of where for what I was reading, and there's like a lot of conspiracies on who buried treasure there, and a lot of times too. What that place wound up becoming over time too is where a place where pirates would dump a lot of their loot at. So in case they get cut out at sea by whoever, whatever, their loot ain't gonna get taken away from them because it's already hidden off somewhere or something. It became a really good spot for like ships back then to just like come by, hey, drop off some ship, do ship repairs before you get to the mainland out in America. Or I want to say Boston would be like the spot where they would usually go dock at, but it became like this little spot like, hey, like if you're, I say for example, if you're traveling on a ship and you got like a lot of like stolen jewels and treasures and shit like that, you coming into Boston and they say you go there and then somebody finds out you have it there in Boston, that would look bad. So a lot of times they would just dump that shit off. Supposedly, it would be like a dump site before you get to the mainland, and then if you want to go back and get it, leaving Boston, then grab your shit, keep moving or whatever. But
that's how they did it back then.
Supposedly, that's one of the conspiracies or rumors I've heard of where it was like a dump site for some pirates sometimes. Pirates like Captain Kidd. He actually even admitted that that's where he put his treasure at. People like Blackbeard would say like, yeah.
Wait, so Captain Kidd admitted that he put his treasure at Oak Island
before he was executed or something like that. Supposedly that's how the story goes.
Oh,
Because he wound up, I think they eventually wound up catching him and they executed him. Blackbeard, I think what I'm saying, like he had like probably dropped some loot there off too, whatever. But it just became like a popular spot, just like dump your shit and then grab it if you're gonna leave or whatever. But I don't know, suppose. And then also too, like Marie Antoinette, supposedly she after the French Revolution when all hell broke loose and
who was Marie Antoinette? She's like a famous photographer.
No. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick. I'm not without being too long.
Was she somebody that branches off from the Royale family?
I think let me see, Marie. Okay.
Has something to do with some famous family, right?
Yeah, she's basically like, she was the Queen of France. That's what I thought.
Oh, okay,
and it was during the French Revolution. They fucking took over that place, and if I remember correctly with the story with Marie Antoinette, she wound up getting executed. The only reason I remember this story so well, at least if this is her, is that the day that she was getting executed, the executioner, I think she's like stepped on his toe or some shit. She like, oh, I'm sorry. She like apologized or something, and then it was like, cool, get your head in there. We're gonna cut it off now, and then her head got chopped off. Like, and she was like, she's from what I understand, I think she's kind of she might have been a huge bitch too, because she didn't care about the poor. She was like, there's a term that you hear sometimes, like for all the political heads out there, when you talk about like politicians who think who really don't give a fuck about anybody else underneath them.
Biden.
They'll say maybe even Biden or Trump or whoever the fuck else is out there. You probably don't like. I don't like most politicians anyway, but that's neither here nor there. The thing I was about to say is that there's this term that she said like, let them eat cake. So it's like this very dismissive term like, let them eat cake. Like this
like white cake.
Like, maybe
white cake.
White cake.
Or like 3 H's.
White cake. But yeah, but she was like one of them rich / people that kind of did the poor dirty and the country just took over, threw ass out. But supposedly that before she was executed, she had a maid that worked for her. So, and I guess I'm assuming it ain't gonna be like no one lady driving, like, you know, sailing all the way out there. But I guess they were taking a lot of her treasures and stuff before she was executed. I guess she probably didn't want the people to take it when they basically dragged out the fucking castle and executed her. They took a lot of her shit and they just like dropped it off there too over at Oak Island. So
here's the thing about all that, you know, because this island, people were looking for treasures, but they never actually really found anything. Mm-mm. So if everybody was dropping off their treasure, like they must have been like some fucking ultimate treasure hider person.
The way it's designed, and I'll get into it later. It's weird how the island is structured. At least the area where they was finding the treasure at.
Yeah, because the island is so small. It's only 140 acres.
Yeah, it ain't shit.
But here's another mysterious thing about that island. Like, they said it has like a curse bound to it, like to these treasures. Mm-hmm. And one of the curses is that they said 7 people must die before the treasure is, you know, uncovered.
Yeah.
Before you can find the treasure. Mm. And they're saying like 6 people died.
Yes.
Right?
I actually have the stories of how each of these people died. And it's been 6 so far.
Yeah.
So you need one more person. Who's it gonna be?
Who wanna die next? But here's the funny thing, like, well, not really funny, but they do have like this gravestone over there, right? Like a memorial for the people who died.
Yeah.
And they said these are the 6 people that died.
Yeah.
But then like if they said there's like a backstory, they were saying that hey, there's more than 6 people that died. There's like at least 14 people that died there.
So I only came across 6 over the past
but then
days.
like the official record, it's like, oh, there's only 6. So maybe that might be like I don't know.
Who's telling the truth?
Like a PR stunt to keep the treasure like imagination going.
Like, hey, we just need one more. Just come up here.
Then, yeah, just keep like people coming as tourists.
What if it's like a sacrifice spot to get people to come there and they get sacrificed for some? There's like a cult that runs the spot, right?
Like a pedophile cult.
I wasn't saying that, but sure, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
A little far.
But there's like a cult out there that's sacrificing people for like some demon or something. But
Baphomet.
It's been 14 guys or 14 people. It was 14 men. But they're just saying like, oh, you know, we just need one more. And every time it's like, as time passes on, need one more. Like it's always been 6.
Kill yourself.
You know?
They kill themselves, and then no treasure. We still need one more, guys.
I remember when I was reading about this story. I don't know if you've ever seen this horror movie, but I think it's like this French horror movie. I think it was French. Saw like some couple years ago, or whatever. But it's about these group of treasure hunters that go underneath. I think maybe Paris or something to find this secret treasure or something. They was all trying to find
Like underground Paris.
like underground Paris. I think it had something to do with like the real life lore of like the underground skull tunnels, or whatever you call them in Paris.
It's really deep.
I think it's based off of that. At least the movie was. But they're traveling down there, and each room or each section they're getting to, each of the members of the team, of this treasure hunting team, they are experiencing like, they have like going through like past like they'll walk into one room and then like they'll be experiencing like a past moment that traumatized them at one time, and then they'll like come out the situation. But the closer they keep getting to the center of the treasure, they don't know this because they see the writing on the wall, but they don't really realize that actually means they're getting closer to hell. They have to go to hell to get the treasure, but the corrosive keeps like. The closer they get to it, it's getting worse and worse. Like people getting killed off, or there's creatures crawling on the ceiling, like all types of shit going on.
Creatures crawling on the ceiling.
Fucking, it's just horrifying. It's like shit in the shadows that they don't see, but you hear them.
But it's the stories that they tell.
But it's like, yeah, what they're getting to the end is like the treasure, and it's in hell, and then at the end of the movie, it's like there never was no treasure. It's like it's a place trying to make people confront.
First, I was talking about a real story, but it's from a movie.
Yeah. I'm saying like this. Yeah, this is what this story reminded me of. This French movie I saw like some years ago, of like people just on this treasure hunt, and there never really was no treasure. It was just to draw people closer to hell or something like that. Some weird shit, but
Like a bait.
yeah, kind of like that, like a bait and switch. But yeah,
I can see that.
that's what I was thinking at first. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's what I came across. Excuse me. There's this one real big conspiracy theory I did. Well, I ain't gonna say huge conspiracy theory, but it kind of takes, at least with historians, they're kind of taking more focus onto that about how it really, like, what treasure is really out there, what the main treasure is. And they was talking about how in England, some people were trying to overthrow the new king that just took over, right? I think he was like a Protestant or some shit or whatever it was. But this group that was trying to overthrow this king in England, they wound up going to the Netherlands or something, I think. And they was like, hey, King of Netherlands, we want you to help us overthrow our king that just took over in England. You know, we gonna need some funding, but you know, we need money for this shit. But you know, can you help us? And they was like, nah, but if you can get the funding together yourselves, then we'll back you up on it. And he was like, okay, cool. And so these guys wound up going out to the sea, and they come across like this crashed like Spanish ship or whatever, and they found treasure on it. And they said the amount of treasure that they found on the ship was like the equivalent of like $4 million like of today. So they took the treasure and stuff, and they brought it back to the
Like all in gold?
like a gold, like it was like jewelry and shit like that, and they would just take it. And when they went back to the Netherlands, it was like, okay, cool. This stuff that you just gave us for jewelry is going to help fund, you know, your war efforts to take out the new king that took over in England. But I'm gonna give you another team to go out there to get more treasure because the king of the Netherlands wanted more treasure. So they went out there, got more treasure. But that ship that was going out there to help fund this war, and you know they wanted to go get the treasure. They took some and they was like, hey, we're gonna skim off the top and we're gonna put it here at Oak Island. We're gonna give the rest of the other treasure over. Like, hey, this is all we found, but we're gonna secretly put it here.
So that's
at
another
this location.
story.
Yeah, that's what the main one. A lot of people are starting to lean more towards right now. It's like, okay, originally it was supposed to be like this, like, because you can't fund wars for free. That shit costs money. And I guess like I think the king of the Netherlands didn't want to fund it. But he's like, if you guys can get the money together, then I'll let you use my military to help take this dude out or whatever. Which they were successful. They took out the king, the new king of England. But
what time frame was this?
Was it 16 something?
So
I want to say 1688. So they said
So they were hiding
1685.
treasures like in the 1600s, right?
So yeah, it says 17th century.
So
1685.
when people started looking for these treasures, why was it so difficult for them to find a hidden treasure that's on a small island? Excuse me.
Well, so why was it so difficult? Well,
Small island. I would have found that shit.
No. That shit was the stories I was reading. I promise you, the stories I was reading, I was like, holy fuck, there is no treasure. There can't be.
Yeah, there's no treasure.
There's nothing there. Obviously,
the fucking pump fake.
But then they would come across some shit that was like, there might be something here. Like, it's been. This is like the waste. Like the most. This is out of all the stories I've ever read in my entire life. this is the story I've heard, and this is like rich people who started these expeditions. Like over time, you're gonna see like throughout the centuries, people are just like buying companies, and these companies going out there and they doing just excavating these sites, spending thousands of millions of dollars and not finding anything, and people just tossing money away at this shit for nothing they can't find. But some people did find some stuff,
but it wasn't worth like all that money and effort
I don't think so.
and
Hell
time that they put in to try to look for a treasure. They ended up spending more money than whatever the fuck they found there.
And then there was a lot of times where these crews would come out there, whatever new mining company would come out there, and after they would start digging or whatever.
Bob in the house, what's up?
What's up, Bob?
We're doing about the Oak Island.
Yes.
Mysteries of Oak Island and the treasure hunt.
And so what they would try, like what would happen with these companies, they would go out there and would start digging, and then once it got to a certain point, they would find something, like a piece of metal, and they'd be like, there's something down there. And
keep digging.
Keep digging. And
get Raphael out here, you know?
I think they was going insane, but that's just what they were saying.
They said, get the good shovel out, because we've just found a little piece of metal.
This little tiny grain, and then let's go.
Call Raphael, go to Home Depot, just gather around, gather them up and shit, put them in the pickup. Let's get this party started at the fucking Oak Island. What's crazy about Oak Island, they made like a whole TV show about this shit.
I didn't even know that until I was reading about this.
Like, it was a serious TV show where they had excavators, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It's been on air for 8 seasons now. I didn't know this.
8 seasons. They didn't find shit. And that's with modern technology.
Wait, they did find stuff, but they weren't real items. It might be staged.
I bet they staged it.
That's what I'm thinking.
They staged it. Don't give TV that much credit, dude.
I remember from what I was reading about online, the whole first season they didn't find anything. The second season they found like a Spanish coin, and then I think some seasons later they found like a Roman sword, which that don't really make sense with.
Spear, right?
That was actually like a sword.
Oh, a sword.
But that don't make sense with the time frame, because that would have been.
Oh, they fighting.
That'd have been way before any of this shit. That'd been way too long. But
the story goes like all the way back to the 1600s, so you would think like they were fucking.
But here's the thing, though: when they took the sword, and they took this to like some archaeologist dude, and he checked it out.
They carbon dated.
Yeah. That's
a science word. They carbon dated the metal, and then it dated back to like the Knights of Templar. Which the Knights of Templar is like. At the time frame, way before Jesus was born, right?
Well, I would say, I guess, I don't know.
I don't know, guys.
I would assume after he was born. Maybe, I don't know.
Jesus is not that old though.
He's not really not. So time before then.
It's like
BC before Christ.
Was the Knights of Templar was like a BC thing? Look at like Knights of Templar. They were like the protectors of the earth, of this realm. They were the chosen ones. And
so they was like representing God before Jesus ever showed up, and then.
Yeah.
But Jesus sort of was like, I'm his son, and then that became a thing.
Like, I'm magic. Oh, Jesus here.
Water to wine. Bling. So with the so they took it to the archaeologist dude, and he checked it out. And when he looked at the metal, he's like, hey, this metal is really old, but it's not from Roman Empire era. This is actually like a replica, but this is an old replica. Like, this is a replica sword from a long time ago, but it ain't from that era from Roman times. So then the show, and I guess people in the show was like, see, like, they cannot even find the real shit. And when I was looking up, a lot of people was questioning of, well, that doesn't even make sense why a fake sword would even be in it. Like, I don't know.
Why they lie for?
A lot of people saying, like, when I was reading, and I was actually going through, I was watching some videos on YouTube of the show and reading the comments, and I kind of got the feeling, before I even saw this comment, I kind of felt the same way. A lot of people were saying that they was trying to do what Ancient Aliens had did, but it was like going off the rails way faster. Like, because Ancient Aliens got crazy at times, but this show is kind of like losing, like you're sitting around watching them dig shit for all this time, and then they find in
Ancient Aliens is all real.
I believe it more than this now. Like, after I did some research about this show, they are milking this show.
Ancient Aliens, like, everything they found was all real shit. Maybe
pre-existing shit.
They exaggerated on a few stories, you know? That's the only thing I can say about the Ancient Aliens. But they're really good storytellers.
It's more, I was about to say, more action-packed. Ancient Aliens.
It's more exciting.
It's more exciting, where this show, at least what I watched a couple episodes and some clips. I was like, what the fuck? Who would watch this? People, I would rather watch kids digging mud because it would be more fun.
On PBS.
PBS eating worms and shit. Like, I would rather see that, but that's neither here nor there. Is it show?
So here's like the thing, like the time frame when that show did come out was when a whole bunch of shows came out about finding gold, like excavating gold. There's even a show about people finding these jade stones. We're not finding it, but mining jade stones, right? So they will get a big rock, right? You know, jade stones is really popular, like in China. Like China will pay a lot of fucking money for these pure green jade stones, right?
Yeah.
So like a group of people, like their whole job is just to look for these fucking stones for these Chinese buyers. So like I was watching an episode, and then these people, they came across a big stone, and then they cut that shit in half. They're like, oh, this looks like a good piece of jade stone. So they call up like their buddy Ling Long, right? The dude, right? Super rich ass Chinese guy, flies out in a fucking private Lamborghini helicopter, right? Lands on site. He looks at jade stone. They're like, I'll offer you this, right? And then the people's like, we'll take this for it. And then the Chinese guy, he already know what's up. It's like, okay, if I buy you for that, you cut it one more time. Like, cut it in the middle. Let me see what the middle looks like.
Yeah, split in half. And
so they can see the grade of the stone.
Because you can probably tell more from the center, I guess.
Yeah. So, like, the people's like, They're like, if it looks good in the center, I'll give you, like, for that price. But if it doesn't, I paid this price that I asked for. So the people's like, should we gamble on cutting this stone? And, you know, because if they cut in the middle and it's shit
And then
grade,
you just fucking damage that.
they ruin the value of the whole stone. And the guy be like, okay, I'm not even going to pay this amount no more because I see the whole stone now.
And now you just damaged the stone that you could have sold better at full size and
Well,
half.
it was like the Chinese guy took a gamble too because they cut it on the side, right? He already saw the quality. He was like, okay, so the quality in the middle should be better, but it could be bad too.
Yeah.
So then they're like, he was like, okay, like if you guys want to do it like that, cut from the center, and then I'll pay you that price.
What would
But
you
if
do?
it's bad, I would have sold it for the first price.
Dude, okay. I was thinking same
Yeah,
thing,
because I was like, okay, got $3 million, sure,
Take it. Fuck it.
done. But if it, you know, like
Don't split that bitch. You
yeah,
wanna
because
gamble
like
on that?
once he split it, then it's like a shit stone. They're like, oh, there's some fucking mud in there.
Everybody loses.
Like, oh, there's a crocodile teeth in there. Oh, there's a T-Rex eyeball. Nope, I want that shit pure jade. Yeah, because like jade, like in China, is like a special stone. Like they use it for like luck. They wear it like the way you can tell like the jade stone is real is you put it against your skin. It's supposed to feel like ice cold.
Oh, I know that. I don't think I've ever seen Have I ever seen Jade before?
Hey, fact check me on that. Doot, 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 doot.
Hey, Alexa.
I'm not a fucking jade stone buff. or
Colleges.
whatever. Yeah.
Jade Stone colleges. That's a word.
But yeah, it's something like with that. But yeah.
That's interesting.
So the show did came out like when a whole bunch of other shows came out like that, like The Deadliest Catch or
Yeah, that was.
How to Catch a Predator, or it's everything catching something, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a time when even History Channel used to be about history, and now it's just fucking reality shows now. But man, I'm not gonna get on that, man. I'm going way off topic now. But yeah, but that you're right. That did come out in the era where fucking people were treasure hunting, and trying to be Tomb Raiders. Okay, so I was gonna start with back in 1795, if you don't mind, about how. I can't say modern day. Actually, the first people that discovered, I guess that at least somebody other than being a pirate that discovered this location. All right, this is like 1795. Is with Daniel McGinnis, John Smith, and Anthony Vaughn. They were all like teenagers, right? Well, I think Daniel McGinnis actually, how his story was, he went out there one day. No, he was in his parents' house.
Was this like in the 1990s? Like 19...
Oh, this is 1795.
Oh, my bad. I wasn't
This is
paying attention.
before
Okay, my bad.
all the good shit in America. Actually, yeah. 1795. Yeah, so he was at his parents' house, and as a teenager, he looked out his window one night, and he saw like something like a light or something coming from where Oak Island is at. Just saw that shit, like just beaming at night. And he was like, what the hell? And I don't know I can't remember if he went out there that night.
This was before flashlights.
Before flashlights. This is some shit he saw that caught his eye. I was like, what is out there at night that I'm seeing? And I think he went out there the next day to go look at it. And when he got there, he was looking around. He was like, okay, this location would normally have trees, but they obviously cut down in this area. And then he looked at the ground. He saw like, it was like going like the ground was pretty leveled out, and then it kind of just dipped down like probably about like 13 inches, I think, at one spot, and then kind of came back up. But it was like all in a circular motion. Whoa. But it kind of went down all like I think it's like they said it's like 13 feet in diameter or something like that, whatever it was. But he could tell like where the sand or the ground had sunk in.
Sounds like a single man craft aerial
landing
spacecraft.
And so when he saw that, he had looked up in the trees too, and he saw basically like a levee type like pulley system or whatever. It had like a box at the end of it. So that's like, from my understanding, there's like he said it was hanging off of like a broken branch, and it was directly over the center of the hole. So I guess I don't know if they was lowering something in it or pulling something out, but it was kind of like he's like, okay, what is going on here? And then he started digging there. Over time, he wound up getting his friends John Smith and Anthony Vaughn. They wound up joining him on it, and they dug a shit ton of sand. They were digging through all types of shit. They wound up digging all the way down. They wound up digging all the way down until I think they wound up getting to a point where they hit like this kept coming across like timber woods. Like they came across like things like timber or something like that. It was like wooden logs, basically, like lined up like this.
So they dug really deep, but then they hit like a bed of timber wood.
Yeah, like I think it was like some logs or something.
That's weird. So you would think like somebody was excavating the whole site, because you just don't find random timber wood while you're digging into the ground.
The way it looked is kind of like a row of like logs, just like pressed up against each other within this hole, but it's almost like stopping them from going deeper into it or something.
Did it say how deep like they dug before they hit that?
What was it? Because I did have it down too. So they said it was the depression went down 13 feet in diameter. I want to say about, at least when I tried to do the math in my head, because I remember saying that it got past 20 feet at one point. I think maybe like 30 or 40 feet they got to.
Shit, they
that's
that deep?
That's just with the kids, and they got down deep enough, and they wound up giving up on it.
It's pretty deep for some homemade shovels.
Yeah, and then so they got all the way down there, and they wound up basically just stopped because wooden timbers blocked the way, and it was like, oh fuck, we're tired. We've been spending all summer digging. We give up. So they went and moved on.
They gave up too. Fuck that. That's in the 1700s.
Yeah, that's 1795 right there.
With whatever the tools they had.
Yeah, that's
fucking monkeys.
Fucking hands. Like I don't know, using their feet. I don't know.
Like, what are they doing?
They're doing it all wrong.
It's like, what is that? Like, that's not even modern technology. It's like we went backwards in time.
Like Gypsy's like, oh shit, the UFOs didn't visit them? I was like, oh.
They didn't get them the fucking technology?
Why did they help them?
They're like, oh, wait, they did give them the technology, but they chose to hide it from their people.
Hey.
Who's guilty of that?
They're not ready? I don't know.
Who's guilty of hiding all that technology?
And so...
we're out here building nuclear bombs now. That's what happened.
Fuck digging. We're going to blow up the planet.
You suppress the technology. What, somebody wakes up, build a nuke.
Hey.
They're like, I'll show you other dimensions.
Badoof.
Let's see them show up now. Oh, they showed up.
And they're here. Okay.
PS5.
Okay, so time wound up passing on. Some years went on, right? And one of the teenagers that was there at the time, like I said, his name was John Smith. He actually wound up returning as a grown ass man, and he winds up purchasing that lot containing but he winds up like John Smith, who was a teenager back then, helping dig that hole. He winds up going out there with his other company, with a company now, not just teenagers, because I guess word started to spread. What you notice throughout the story is that people are going to keep digging and digging and digging for this treasure, and then they'll stop. And it'll be like a decade or so later, some other group will hear about, hey, I found this on an island, and then people will put money into it to build up a company, or a company will send out people out there.
What's the company name? Onslow?
Yeah, Onslow is this one, yes.
Yeah.
The Onslow company is what comes out this time.
So that was the first company that started digging there, like where they put all the funding into just looking for this treasure.
They just threw all types of fucking money at this thing. And just like what you're gonna see a reoccurring thing. Most of the people are gonna come out. Actually, everybody comes out without any real proof of what is there. I got one story that's kind of like, but
almost, but not.
But it's not like it's not. I don't think it's worth keep digging. I'll just stop. But I'll tell you when we get that point. But John Smith.
Could I take a leak real quick?
Sure, let's go.
Make sure you hit your bookmark.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, we're back, guys. All right, back in the story.
All right. All right, so where we at? Oh yeah, so like I said before, John Smith. So John Smith, who was a kid back then, in was it 1795 or what the hell it was? He returns again as a man, and this time he's coming with Onslow Company. They actually want to purchase. They purchased a lot containing, just like the pit that it was originally at. So they want up. So the Onslow Company wound up digging some more, and if I'm not mistaken, they try to start digging in different locations instead of the main. So the main spot where the boys that originally dug all them years ago, they started digging around that spot too, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that called the Money Pit?
Yes, that was the name that people started calling it, was the Money Pit, because the story started spreading about this treasure that was there, and the name just kind of just stuck after that. So what wound up happening is that the Onslow Company wound up continuing to excavate the site, and they came across another platform of timbers, but then they started coming across like scattered fibers of like coconut shells and shit like that, right? For the men that I was there digging at the site, this like coconut shells, for one, coconuts don't even grow in Nova Scotia, just because that's like a tropical thing, right? So them seeing the coconut shells, they're like, what the hell these coconut shells are doing here, or the shavings of it and the residue of it? Why is it here at this location and not in the Caribbean? That's what you see in the Caribbean. But then they started doing some research and thinking about it. A lot of people that would go out sailing, at least in the Caribbean, they would use like I can't even picture in my brain, but somehow they would use like coconut shells to put around packages to help preserve like the items inside of it, or something like that, right? So I guess they want to put two and two together, like, oh shit, like whatever's down there probably has like coconut shells right around it or something like that to protect
wrapped around
that shit. And this is like the residue from it. So that just encouraged them to keep fucking digging. Any little thing they found, they made an excuse to want to dig anymore. Like they just,
because like I did hear that they dug so deep, right, and then they came across a gold chain.
I was gonna get to that point, and so that was
Was that still the same company, Onslow?
No, that was
a different company.
There's another company, I think it was called the Truro. Okay, I was gonna get into the Truro company. The only thing that the Onslow company really did that was
create a flood, right?
No, not. Well, they was digging down there, and then the water would start filling up at the bottom of like the tunnels they were digging, right?
Yeah. So they dug. Here's what I read. Like they dug so deep, right, into the ground, where they said they supposedly hit a booby trap.
Supposedly it was a booby trap.
But think about this. Like they said they hit a booby trap, and then all the water came in, flooded the whole fucking the site that they digged up. But here's the thing: you're digging on an island, right? You're digging and you're keyword island.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Right?
I'm glad you're on the same page with me on this one.
You're digging on a fucking island so deep, like, oh my god, the ocean water just fucking came out of nowhere. Like, motherfucker, you're on an island. Like, you're digging on an island. What do you think is gonna fucking happen?
Well, it also too, what they wound up finding out over time. I agree with you, because when I was reading the story, I was like, oh, the tunnels kept flooding, like just flooding. I was like, what the fuck year is it? Do they not know how islands work? That was my first reaction when I was reading. I was like, do they not? I was like, they're clearly breaking through the island, or
it was so stupid.
The more I kept looking at the map too, which I don't know if you want to, because I sent you the map.
Oh yeah, I got the map.
The map of the area.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was this company that found it, the Onslow.
This map.
Okay, so where it says the Money Pit at, right? I don't think it was the Onslow group that found it, but they actually wound up discovering that's a beach where the Money Pit is at, right? All that shit is man-made, first of all. None of that's built by nature. Once they start realizing that, they was like, fuck, we have to go against the ocean, because it's almost like somebody purposely built a false beach there for the treasure. That's the only thing that made sense that they discovered. But before then,
it's like a pump fake.
Yeah, it's like, hey, sorry guys, you think you're on the right way, you're not. Because okay, so with the Onslow group, right? The only real significant thing they wound up finding was this tablet, the stone tablet, right? Because it's just like they kept digging, like, what the fuck is this stone tablet, right?
That would have been the holy grail for me. I would have been,
and that gave a lot of people more encouragement to keep digging. But
I would have been like, hey, put more money in. We just found a tablet with fucking ancient letters on it.
I would have made money off of that. I would have made money off the tablet by itself.
Bob said China.
China.
China. I fucking hate those.
They might be listening.
They are.
Okay, so this tablet, right? They wouldn't find out to 1860s. So this is some years later, right? After other expeditions and all that, it wouldn't be to 1860s what they found out what the tablet said. The reason.
Oh, let me show you a picture of the tablet.
Oh yeah.
Here's a replica of what the tablet looked like. You see how these characters, these weird characters look like?
Don't make like no sense.
And this is in the 1700s. They had characters that look like tits. Wouldn't you fucking be like, oh, come on, how are we gonna figure this out, Billy?
Like, I'm no expert on every single language out there, but that's nothing that I've recognized on any level. But it's okay. But I was gonna read what he said too, because it said like, so the people that was like observing the tablet, right? It took them years to figure this out. They actually wound up using the idea to figure out what was on the tablet. They got the idea from Edgar Allan Poe's The Gold Bug. It's basically a story about treasure hunters that actually create like this. They see like some kind of ancient language, and they create like this key. I guess this alphabet key to figure out which letters mean on it.
So this is like back then, like poetry was big, and then on top of that, like people were doing a lot of like encryption and type of
like treasure hunting stories.
Yeah. It was big, like with encrypting shit. Like even like with the painters, they would hide like secret messages within paintings and stuff. Like, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was thinking like this goes back to even back in the day where like what it was for like how it is right now for us for like UFOs and stuff. Pirates and shit was like they're UFOs back then. If that's the best way to explain it, because like oh shit, these literatures and all that's kind of telling us something. Like now you watch stuff or you look back at like Twilight Zone and all this other stuff. That was like that's like our era of like oh shit, what else is out there for them as like pirates in the world, and it's a lot more smaller scale, but it's still the same kind of like.
They had UFOs know what I'm saying? Too though.
Yeah.
But they had Loch Ness Monster and everything.
All types of shit.
Blackfoot.
I was about to say Bigfoot.
Yeah, Bigfoot. What'd I say?
Blackfoot. I'm like, whoa. Let's slow down. So anyways, they got the idea to create this encryption key from Edgar Allan Poe's The Gold Bug, and they created like this system on how to read that language on a tablet, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's a weird idea. I think they might need to get some more scientists on it because I don't know. I think it's more deeper than that. But anyways, apparently, so when they translated it, it says on the tablet, 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried.
Bullshit.
But when you hear this story about how deep they dig, they go way past 40 feet. They go like hundreds of feet.
So like, so the message they got like, okay, here's what I heard about like them after they discovered this tablet, right? Mm-hmm. They said it took them decades to translate this tablet, and then like at the end of it, they're like, okay, like according to all our sources, everybody who tried to decrypt this tablet, right?
Yes,
we were all agreeing that it says like you go down 40 feet and you reach like 2 million pounds of gold.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Even though the teenagers dug up at that point way past. I think the teenagers dug up about maybe 40 feet at that time back then. Just the teenagers, 3 boys did. Mm-hmm. These companies are going hundreds of feet and they're not fine. They're hitting water at this point.
Like dude, you're scuba diving now.
It's I would have never invested in that.
There was no treasure period over there.
What? So
recently, go ahead.
No. What are you saying?
I was reading recently, like just a few months ago, they discovered the treasure there, but people are saying that it's fake. They're saying that treasure was fucking placed there, like it was like a.
What was it?
They found a whole bunch of gold coins, and they look like modern gold coins. And I was like, I don't know, man. After all those years, they finally found the fucking treasure. Like, how many people had to die? The number 7 died, and then now this treasure suddenly appears. Think about this. The island is only 140 acres. Yeah. It's not a big island.
I actually had to look it up too yesterday on Google Maps, and I zoomed in all the way down, and it's a huge touristy spot. And I think that they're just trying to get people to go out there, spend money now to find treasure that's not really there. I think it's a scam. On some level, I was either thinking like, is it a scam? Or it's cursed because the Ark of the Covenant is there, and it's just a cursed island that keeps drawing people there.
Everything is there for some reason. The Ark of the Covenant was there. Even Hitler was searching.
He should have went there.
They had like Shakespeare. He has like
some funds.
No, he has like written like poetry that's there.
That's what it is.
That remains there that nobody ever fucking read, which is stupid as fuck.
Who would want to?
Like,
I want money.
Hey, Shakespeare, like you want to hide your shit at Oak Island? Sure.
Yeah, why would he make that choice to do it?
No, these were just stories that
there's a lot of shit.
Hey, there's a hidden treasure here. Princess Diana hid her treasure here. Like, What else, guys? What other treasures you want to hide here?
This is
They've been searching since the 1600s.
Knights of Templars money is here. The Freemasons money is here.
Yeah, the Knights of the Templar landed there. The Freemasons fucking have like a hold over there. Who knows?
But none of these people are ever connected. But they picked this one spot.
Yeah, maybe this might be like the biggest pedophile farm though, underground. Like the treasure is actually like a hidden base over there. You know, like
that's the real treasure. Kid butt
for famous celebrities and people in high political chairs.
They gonna fall right to that sandy ground if they walk over there.
Like Jeffrey who? My name's Jeff.
Oh, he's
like
he's low. Jeff. He's low on the bar.
This is the new shit.
That was cute what he was doing.
Yeah, the like hidden treasure. We'll show you real treasure.
All right, so another company that came along with this Truro company was the Truro company, and I will say this: like for what I read about them, they were probably the most successful people to like. This is like the most successful company to come along, but they didn't really find much. Just spoiler alert: they didn't really find they really didn't find shit, right? But this is when they started using like the Agar drills and shit like that.
They started using like mechanical drills.
Yeah, they started using like mechanical drills, the drill into the ground, and I guess at one point they drilled through like some wood and some other shit, and then when they pulled the drill back up, I guess they found like little gold flakes on it or something.
Oh, that would have like tickled my pickle right there.
And that was enough. It was like, let's go. That's all it took. Just like, let's go. We
Full blast.
And so they started digging, and they weren't finding like. After that, they started finding like 3 small links of gold chains.
I was done.
And that was like,
I was like, get Raphael back here.
So this is where a guy,
call up Home Depot. We're taking the whole parking lot.
Javier, we back, baby. We back. And that's when they started investing more money into it. Like it got crazy. Okay, so they was finding like, so that's what that all hell broke loose when they found the 3 chain links. That everybody lost their fucking mind, right?
So racist.
And then so they had so the Truro company had this foreman, right? Named James Pitt Blotto, right?
Holy shit.
James Pitt Blotto.
Blotto. Was that like Italian name?
Don't know. Spanish?
Oh.
Pitt Blotto? I
don't think it's Spanish.
Well, Spain. I'm sorry, that's what I was saying. I don't know, man. It's not something I don't hear anymore. Okay, so it says, okay, so after they did like their 4th drilling into the ground, right? There were eyewitnesses that were there because he was the one working on the drill, right? Digging in the ground. The drill came back up. There was some eyewitnesses that said like he took something off the Agar drill after it drilled down, took something off. He blew it off. And he did like he put it in his pocket. Oh. The next day he quits.
Blood diamond.
But the next day he quits. I think it's like some time later. He quits after that, right? Goes somewhere else.
All suspicious.
And that's why everybody's like, yo, that's what he found something. That's why everybody's like, he found something. I think it's one of them things like either he did find something or when he quit, the story's like, oh, he probably quit because he found something. Like, and it only kind of makes sense because after he left, he wound up joining up with another company and started cutting deals with them and was like, hey, I got proof this shit exists. If you can get us over there, dude, I can show you exactly what to dig. So this new company comes over.
Holy shit. This is all real.
Yeah, this is all real shit.
Yo, I'm back in. I'm back in.
So that's why a lot of people say like he must have found something because he got another company involved after he quit. And I guess he's trying to run off the Truro company. Like he's like, guys, I got you. But the Truro company already had rights over that land. So when they got there, they were like, legally they couldn't go to the spot where they was originally like when Truro company was digging. Right. They was able to go to other locations on the island, but they couldn't go to that spot. And so the new company that Blotto went to. Like it actually completely fell apart because they was going to the locations and they weren't finding shit. They wasted all this money and they shut the whole project down.
Did they kill that guy?
They should have because they wasted money on just some backstabbing bullshit they were trying to pull.
What the fuck did he find? Did they ever say that?
I don't know. I would have said like we saw him. We pulled it up. He looked at the drill. Something was caught on it. He was dusting off when he like knocked some dirt off with his hand, blowing it off, and then he just slid into his pocket, kept working. And he was gone after that. Like he just moved on. So it makes sense with the story how it turned out, but he could have maybe he could have been there just like simple gold flakes probably was like enough for him. But
I hope they killed him.
And they dumped him in that damn hole. They dumped him in a punning pit.
The 7th body, you know. Like they're like, all right, so the curse is lifted. Now we can go.
Now can we get in?
We can search without nobody getting fucked up
We
now.
killed this traitor.
And we can actually find the treasure.
Yeah, because I thought that was fucked up what he did to me. To me, I was like, come on, man. Like, that's what you get for trying to stab everybody in the back. So,
Fucking Spaniards.
yeah, man. So that's the story of where they got, like, when the company that first found it, the guy that first did the backstabbing, the shit didn't go over. And now the troll company didn't really find shit after that either.
So, like, the biggest thing that they actually found, like, at that time...
That was it. That's the biggest shit they ever found.
Would be the tablet with the secret message.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't ever count that for anything. That's pretty damn big to me.
That's huge.
But I guess in terms of treasure, that's what they're looking at as the most successful. So the troll company found the treasure, but the company previous to them found a tablet. I was tablet's more...
So, you know, like, that's something that have to do with, like, something ancient with something... You know, because, like, if you look at, like, other places, other islands, like the Easter Island, you know, with all those stone heads and stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck, there's an island filled with big-ass stone heads that's stuck in the ground.
Dude, man.
Nobody can explain, like, what the fuck happened here? Like, it's a fucking Easter Island, a whole bunch of these crazy-ass skulls, right? No, stone heads, right?
Stone
and then they
heads.
did, like, dig deeper, and then they found, like, how deep, like, those stones went. And they had arms, they had legs, they had everything.
Shoulders and shit. It's like I get on Google Earth all the time, all the damn time. I just so fun. And I went to Easter Island one time. That shit is fucking hard to find, dude.
Really?
It's like I looked at South America. I was like, where the fuck is it? And it's like east, all the way out in the ocean from like Chile, I think, or some shit. It's way out there, tiny island.
I never saw it on Google Island. I mean, Google Earth.
And I zoomed in. And I went down there, and there's a guy who was like there. I guess like I don't know if he probably worked for Google or some shit, but he's like there. He's got this camera up. There's a 360 spin on it, and then there's like it's not even just big heads there. It's just tiny ones too on fucking hills.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a whole bunch of small
I was
ones.
like, what the? I was like, I didn't even know that.
It's pretty wild.
Like, there's more. I never knew there was tiny ones. That was just the big head motherfuckers. That was it.
You know, I'm on Google Earth.
How? Where? I tried to find myself one time, but I look at the dates at the bottom. Like, where was I at that day?
I was on there because I was at like this one spot. I was actually on a date, whatever. But I was at this one spot, right? But then the Google guy happened to be there at the same time where they took a picture of the place because we're outside eating and stuff. And then I asked him, I was like, hey, are we going to be in Google Earth? He's like, yeah. I was like, do I have your permission? I was like, yeah, fucking post this shit. Because if you look at it, they didn't blur nothing out.
Yeah.
Like, you can see me there. I was at the place and everything.
Yeah, I think they only blur out minors' faces. I think like kids
or like people that doesn't have like permission.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I gave the dude like the permission. I was like, yeah, post that shit. So I'm like forever in Google Earth Maps for this one location in Atlanta.
That was like when I was
cool, right? Like,
hell yeah.
If you know me, I'll show you. But if you don't know me, I won't show you.
that was like one time I went through my parents' neighborhood and I saw one of my parents' neighbors out front, and then he looked like because like it's taken by shots, of course, like kind of cut. So you see him like he looks over, and then when you click forward to go up some more, then you see him like waving. Like, you see him waving at the Google guy. I was like, yo.
Yeah.
I was like, man, where was I at, man? Fuck. I'm trying to find myself.
That shit was wild, man.
I'm like, what year was this? 2019? Where was I at?
He got caught by like the street Google driver.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, the one that's got the camera on top, yeah.
Yeah. I was caught by like
and I see him, but I don't ever get
the
caught
Google
in it.
photographer where they take a picture of like the restaurant and shit.
Oh, okay, so they actually go on foot. Yeah.
They take a picture of like the establishment and shit.
Damn. See, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I was there.
Maybe one day, man.
That place 5 stars.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Speaking of I got another story about Google Earth, right? There's actually like a location like in Alaska. Like if you type in a certain coordinates for Alaska, right? It'll take you to this one spot where you can see like a fucking face like in the snow, and it looks like a fucking.
You found it?
Decepticon. Yeah.
Do you have to see it from like the top down view?
From a top view, like it's huge. You can see like the eyes, the nose, whatever. It looks like a fucking robot that's been buried.
He's like Decepticons?
Yeah, it looks like a fucking like a Decepticon.
Right.
I was like, holy shit, there's fucking huge robots out there being buried in Alaska.
Fucking Megatron.
And then it happens to be caught by the fucking satellites for Google.
Probably, man. You ever try? I know you probably tried this Antarctica.
Yeah.
That shit's scary as fuck, man. I don't like Antarctica.
There's a lot of weird shit.
That's
a lot
creepy.
There's a lot of pyramids there. They look like this. Ask Buzz Aldrin that'd been there.
Yes, he knows about the Decepticons on the moon too.
He knows. He said something is evil there in fucking Alaska. Well, not Alaska, Antarctica.
and the moon. I think they all over that shit.
Oh, man, I learned some new shit about the moon, but I can't even talk about it. It's just too deep. Like, it blew my mind this morning. It's new shit about the fucking moon that fucking... I was gonna say, hey, can I go home early tonight? You know, because I was like, this is so mind blown. I was like, this is...
I can't function around anybody.
I was like, I can't, man. I gotta tell people this shit.
I mean, we can do that like next week or something, right?
Like maybe half episode.
I'm down here because I don't know. I haven't heard any moon
It's so
news.
crazy. It's like the whole floodgates open, completely open, dude, with all this new information about the moon.
See, I mean,
man, any normal person can look at it now and be like, holy shit, what the fuck are they not telling us?
And meanwhile, I'm distracted by Delta variant right now. I'm like, oh fuck, like dude, go. Meanwhile, I'm worried about COVID again. Yeah, I need to get back on my moon shit. It's been a while.
It's wild. It's too wild. They're gonna say you're crazy.
All right, so okay, let's get back to that shit. Oak Island. So a new company comes along called Oak Island Association, right? And this is like in 1861. You started digging again, and so this is actually the Oak Island Association. This is where the first death occurs. Actually, this is when people start dropping, right? This is the first of.
When you say dropping, do you mean like they're dying?
Yeah, this is like people. This one is kind of. Trying to remember how this one died. Okay, I think this guy died. Oh, okay. So that's what it was. Okay, so one of the machines malfunctioned at the pit. I guess it was like a boiler or some shit.
A boiler.
Yeah, because I guess by 1861, it's like steampunk tech going on. They got like boilers and shit, drills going down. Probably using like fossil fuel, all that shit. Just all that shit, man. And so one of the boilers malfunctions. Right, and explodes. And this one guy gets hit with like just scalding hot water. Oh. Fucking kills him. And there's a couple other people too, but he's like the first one to die. Just like,
What's after third degree burn? Is there a fourth degree burn or is that death?
I would assume third degree.
Yeah, so after third degree, you're dead.
I would assume, yeah. I never heard fourth degree burns.
Yeah, I never heard that before either. So third degree would be like the worst you can get burned before you die.
I would assume. That's like
melted
skin.
skin.
I wonder if they do it based off of 3rd degrees because like the layers that it burns through. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason why I can't think of why that would be.
That makes sense because the first degree would be like bumps, right?
Yeah, like surface level. Like, oh shit! Like I've got 1st degree burns a lot. 2nd degree
would be like your skin kind of falling off.
I guess it would be just like because 1st degree would be like a burn or mark or something. I guess like it would have to be like to where it's like past the skin and probably in the meat and shit. I'm guessing would be the next level, and then 3rd would be
falling off
to the bone type.
Yeah.
Like that's what I assume.
4th degree is hell.
Yes, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. That's the next level.
4th level hell.
That's exactly. That's the best way to put it. That's good shit. So yes, 1861, and that's when the fall of 1861. That's when some dude because his fucking shit blown off by a boiler exploded fatally, scalding one operator and injured several others. This fatality represented the first death inflicted by the money pit. But there was like no time to regret now because that wouldn't be the last one. That would not be the last death. So as time goes on, right, another company comes along called Oak Island Treasure Company in 1890.
Whoa, branded Oak Island Treasure Company.
Yes, Oak Island Treasure Company.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah.
What year was this? So
now we're in the 1890s, right? So America, slavery's been abolished. Just a whole different era now, man. The world's changed. This is how long it's been. Time since the what was it? From 61. So,
but computers are not around yet. This is still like we're still monkeys.
As far as we don't know, there's not computers. There might be some form of computer.
Right. Because computer didn't really take off till like after World War II type shit. Even though they probably did existed before, but not at that level of like what we have now. Like actually having computers read like algorithms and shit.
I mean, if we talking about like the normal timeline of the world we live in from the history that we know that is real, then I want to say like the 50s. I think the first computers they were like the size of like fucking fridges and shit. Like,
no, bigger.
Bigger than that? Okay.
Way bigger.
Okay, so I knew it was heavy as fuck though, but they were like tiny.
The size of a small office building.
Oh my god. It's like, man.
Right. It'll be like
one computer.
1 megabyte. You know?
For one big ass building computer.
1 little megabyte, right? They can maybe hold 1 sentence.
And our phones are way more advanced than that, and it's lightweight.
Comparing like our phone to like back then to how they had like a whole building for a computer, like, or one iPhone could be like the size of like Georgia and Florida combined, as far as like computing power.
Yeah.
If you put it like back then, like as far as like the space that a computer takes to like hold all that technology.
Based off of the size that they had back
Maybe
then.
even bigger. Maybe like the whole United States. I take that back. Like one iPhone is like a
Terabyte.
whole it takes the whole United States to hold that shit.
Like 30 gigs. Like
No, like the whole iPhone, like the whole
the whole thing. All of it.
The CPU will be like Colorado, Texas, and fucking Nebraska, whatever.
All mapped out.
Bob said, "Is that the same as the Skull Island? Is it? Is Skull Island the same like Cause Skull Island's like the movie, right?
Is this the same
So
one?
is it the same like
No.
Oak Island? Because I was thinking like, did they make like a movie about Oak Island, the treasure hunt?
I don't know. I know Skull Island. That's because they are like creatures. That's the one with Kong and shit. With King
Oh yeah,
Kong.
yeah. That was the one with Kong.
So that was probably based off of.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Fuck, I
in
don't
one
know.
second.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that would be based off of. I know it ain't Oak Island. Oak Island is too that's too tame. Oak Island is just foolish people like tossing money to find treasure. But as far as Skull Island, I don't know. I would see this. I always thought it was based off of like maybe Tarzan, like at least other just uncharted islands, because there's plenty of islands out there that's pretty much untouched by man, and there's probably creatures on that shit that we don't even realize. And I think Skull Island's probably more based off of that than, just more of the unknown of how many islands are out there versus like specifically on Oak Island. At least, I mean, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
So back to the Oak Island Treasure Company, right? It was 1890s, blah blah blah. They started coming across the same goddamn difficulties as everybody else. Same guys as one like forming deals, and they all right. So what it was is like for this company now that took over, for the Oak Island Treasure Company, while they were building, like while they was doing excavation and shit, right, digging for this new treasure and whatnot. When they got down there, actually they was only given like I think England was like, hey, we're going to fund your excavation of Oak Island, but you have this amount of time to do it. This is like for the Oakland Island, the Oak Island,
Oakland Island.
the Oak Island Treasure Company, right? It was given like a window of how much I think England was gonna cover the cost of this whole project, right? And so while they was out there, they went past the date of how long it was gonna take them to get it, and then when that happened, the England was like, from this day forward, anything you find belongs to the Queen. So don't matter what you find, because we funded this project for you and gave you this window because
the Queen of what country?
England, if I'm not mistaken.
This was before Queen Elizabeth, right?
I don't know. I can't remember who the Queen was.
Man, Queen Elizabeth is a fucking lizard. But go ahead.
I would assume because she's been this would have to be. Oh no! She would have been a baby then. No, if she is no
ugly baby.
She had to be born 1900.
I take that back. I don't want to.
No,
God damn it! I don't want to be attacked tomorrow.
You are a queen. They don't come after me.
Yo, get that dude on that one Twitch channel, man. He said some shit about the Queen.
Get him.
Light him up.
Get him and Bob Lazar. They all connected.
Man.
So
Bob Lazar's supposed to be dead a long time ago.
Oh, for real. But I'm not going down this road. Right? I'm not doing this. I almost got onto it just now.
You're like the one. Oh, never mind.
See, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Not going down this rabbit hole tonight. So, anyways, this company got kind of fucked over by England because they told them, I think how it was where they told them they had to reach a specific date to find the treasure, and if they didn't, from that day forward, no matter what you find, we'll still fund it, but that shit's gonna belong to the Queen. And so, the company started staying there doing their shit. But then in 1897, this is when another death happened again.
Damn.
This is on March 26th of that year.
So how many people are dying now?
So this is number 2. Because the next one is about to be like, it's going to jump to 4.
Damn. So
The
two
next-
people.
so
two people died at one time.
So no, one died before with the one company. Then some years later, this is a new company that took over. What was it?
Walt Disney.
Yeah, Walt Disney. I'm trying to think. I forget. The first guy that died was then, and then this one. This is a different guy. This is number 2 right here on the list.
Yeah.
For the second guy that's dying. So now let's say like in March 26th of 1897 of that year, a man named Maynard Kaiser, who's actually one of the names of Tombstone too. They just have his last name on it out of the 6 names. But his last name is
Last name is what?
Kaiser.
Whoa. Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, right. yeah. Was working in one of the many shafts drilled into the terrain as he was being hoisted to the surface because they had like these little carriages that dropped him down and shit. Or I think they might be using a pulley system. I think I could see that because I don't think the tunnels were that big to have a whole.
Sounds like some
fucking
Egyptian
shaft.
technology pulley type system.
They probably like some kind of thing of like, did you like take the rope, you put it over your body, but then you put your arms over it, so it's like pulling you underneath your arms, but
Whoa.
it's kind of like that's the only thing I can think of is like from back then. I can't see nothing more fancier than that.
Geometry.
But yeah, gravity. I'm just thinking about all the ways they could have done it, but whatever pulley system they were using, that shit wound up snapping, and the dude wound up falling to his death. Like he was just fell back into the shaft.
Mama, no.
It says, following the accident, several crew members felt convinced that the treasure was either cursed or protected by a malevolent spirit,
Malevolent.
malevolent
That's
spirit.
like a bad spirit, right?
Yes, and refused to descend into the money pit. So basically,
Bob said rope burn. He was like,
hell yeah,
fuck
shit.
this. I'd rather die. Let's go.
ow, 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 ow.
I'd rather die from like getting fucking rug burn or whatever.
Out my hands.
Purdue, 90 feet.
I mean, I would kill you still. That's
Or like a splash. Ocean water.
I was gonna say him hitting the ground, but
Boss says Daddy said vanilla. What?
thought he said vanilla. No,
Bob is crazy.
no,
You're on the wrong Twitch chat.
no. He just fell into the pit, Bob.
That make no sense.
So yeah, he went falling to his death, and then all the other crews were like, "This shit's cursed." There's something protecting his treasure.
Was this like
But-
at the time where they're saying like, hey, this could be cursed now?
Now there's
Because
now
a lot of people were dying. They couldn't really find anything.
I think people are starting to get it now, but they only took 2 deaths though. That's more than. It didn't get too far along before people started thinking it was cursed. So this is like the second death, so I gotta get it. The first one was like, "Oh, that's an accident." The second one was like, "Nah, that's just real." So it took 2 deaths at least. So they went that stupid.
He died, not on purpose. Like yeah, they did something to him.
It was like, "Fuck, something's cursed this place." It's some kind of like malevolent creature, or I can't remember the term they used for it, but it was like some kind of like something holy or something protecting it. And I think that's probably where because if you look at the map that I gave you to on the island, it shows like where some of the people who like checked out the island. Okay, you see the money pit, right?
Yeah.
If you kind of like look to the left, but a little bit up to the top,
Right.
it says like it's like a Masonic like there was like there was something they found on the island that almost like signify a cross, and that's where the whole Knights of the Templar shit came from. Da da da.
Okay, so what's like the whole story like with the Knights of the Templar? Because I'm hearing some shit like they found like a spear that was.
What's that? I don't know.
That might have been made at the same time that the Knights of the Templar existed.
I didn't even see that shit. I saw some stories, but none about the
Yeah,
spear.
they found weird shit like a spear that was made in like that time frame, but then they found like the golden chain, but that was from I don't know what time frame that was. So they found like a lot of stuff from different time periods. So like a lot of people like they did travel to this island for I don't know, maybe it's a pit stop. I'm guessing it's a pit stop or whatever.
Some shit was being
But
left
it wasn't
there.
like a place where they landed and then they hit treasures there.
They could have been
Because
just
it's-
dropping junk off like just
Right, because like it's not like an island where like okay you can really hide shit here before you go to like another destination. Like I mean I don't see the island like that because that island is actually easy to get to like from the coast of like in Canada and stuff. Like it's not a difficult place to get to. Like even back then it wasn't a difficult place.
You can just roll up on that shit. Like I got on Google Earth and looked it up. I was like, damn. I was like, the only thing that makes it hard is like there's 300 other islands out there. Other than that, it's just kind of like burp, you go there. It's nothing really special about it. It's not even on secure ground. Even if say like if the pirates or whoever was burying treasure there, why would they make it so difficult for them to get their own treasure? If it's hard for people like unless they know a secret way to get there other than going through that hole, then it's pretty fucking hard to get to it. So I don't see it as like being like a feasible spot. I guess I'm trying to think of as a good spot to put treasure. At least my opinion. That'd be. It seems like a trash spot.
I don't think so. But I mean, like, since they were like blowing up this island, like the spot to be like the fucking magic island.
No.
Maybe the island did carry some type of like spirit to it, where a lot of people were attracted to it, because they were doing this shit since the 1600s, and they didn't even stop. It went through 1700s, it went to the 1800s. So you gotta like something is special about the island. I just can't put my finger on it. I don't know what the fuck it is. It might not even have to do anything with like a physical treasure. It might be something like in a metaphysical world and shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Something that is attracting people there, because I thought this story is probably going to just end in 1800s, but then the more I kept reading, like, I was reading so much shit about this, I felt like I was reading a novel with the article I was reading, because then you start seeing like, oh yeah, 1909, like 1909, oh yeah, 1960s, 1970s, like this goes on through the 70s and 80s. Bob says, you don't have a pirate brain.
What does that mean?
Well, pirates are dumb, I heard, so I'm cool with that. Why would he bury treasure? That's a shitty spot, man. I would never leave my treasure away from me. That should be if you want my treasure, come at me, bro. Come at me. Come at my ship, and you can get the treasure if you want it.
I mean,
if you got it.
Like, what do an actual pirate actually look like? I would think is nothing like what we saw on TV. They don't have the eye patch.
They ain't black.
They might be black, though.
Were they black pirates? I don't know.
They might be.
That's a good
black,
question,
though, man. I think the original pirates were black, man.
I think it was Spaniards. I mean,
it could be Spaniards. You know,
Africa got everything. They got the food, the resources. Like, why would they want to leave?
Bob says where they hide their treasures. Oak Island.
Yeah.
Under water, not on the island.
No, on the island. Because now, wherever that treasure's at, that's just in the sea. Like,
yeah, let me tell you, like, this one story. I was playing a game, right? I was playing Ark Island. Like, this is when Ark Island first came out. Not Ark. What the fuck game is that? It's not called Ark Island. It's called
it's Ark, right?
Yeah, it's just Ark.
Yeah.
Ark Survival, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so, like, I was playing, like, open server and stuff. And then, you know, I was building, like, my foundation, my place where I'm going to build my house, right? Just, like, maybe, like, 80 people on the server and shit. So, like, I built my shit, and then I had a lot of, like, special gear on me that it took me, like, hours to get, you know? Like, I was spending, like, real time on this, like, maybe 24 hours, whatever. Like, it took me to get this gear.
I believe that shit, man.
So I said, okay, I'm going to go sleep. But because when you go sleep, right, you're
still in the game.
Your house is still alive. Like, somebody can raid your house, whatever, still everything, kill you.
Are you still in it too, right?
They can kill you, they can rape you, whatever, even when you're offline, right? Because you're sleeping in your bed, right? You're vulnerable. If you're sleeping in bed with all your clothes on, you could wake up the next night naked because somebody already fucking rape you. They stole all your gear that you've been working 24 hours to get, right?
Whatever you mining, they take that shit.
Whatever you're mining, whatever plutonium, uranium, whatever the fuck, right? So, I knew this already, you know, because I know, like, how people play it, whatever. So before I slept, right, I had a hidden chest underwater. I went to this secret spot where, like, you can almost drown, you know, because the spot was so deep, right?
That is a specific
your
spot.
character is about to die. Just before you can get this items, and I put my whole outfit there. I put everything, like, all the fucking, like, rare items, like, in this treasure chest, right? That's in this location down deep within the ocean. I was like, no one can find this. Like, they could fuck my house up, but they're not going to find my gear. You know? The next day, I woke up. My house has a big hole in it, right? I was like, this is normal, right? Okay, they fucking punched a hole through my house with a fucking dinosaur. Like, they ate up that. They ate the walls up. They didn't. They trashed, like, a treasure chest in there, but there's, like, really nothing in there. There's maybe a tan bark, maybe some fiber or whatever, right? So I was like, okay, let me just walk to my treasure chest where the real items are at.
So you went in the water?
I went to the water, right? Sacrificed my lungs and shit. And I was walking, you know, I could barely breathe. I was like, oh, I could hear the characters, like, struggling.
Yeah.
Right? I look in the treasure chest. Fucking empty. And I was like,
I'm done.
Dude, I fucking hit the power button on my PC. I was like, fuck this. I was like, fuck this fucking game. I'm fucking done. And I never played that game again.
Yo.
Fuck that game.
I don't blame you. That shit is like...
I fucking hate that game.
I've always wanted to play that game, and then I started watching people play it on either Twitch or I was just watching YouTube, and I'm like, I would fucking hate this shit. This whole, it's like, I get if you take yourself out the server. Like, whatever happens to me while I'm playing, that's one thing.
Right.
But if I'm gone and I'm getting violated,
I'm getting fucking violated when I was gone.
I can't sleep. Like, I'm supposed to be on this shit all fucking day.
I was like,
got a job.
like a little fake tear came out of my eye, you know, because I wasn't gonna cry in real life. So like a fake tear, I was like, done. Uninstall the whole stupid game. I was like, I'm not playing this game no more.
But it's such a fun concept, though. But you gotta have patience with that shit.
Yeah, it's like you need a fucking team, man. You need a team that people log in. You need people that play in Australia so they can like guard the whole base.
Like through every time zone. You
right.
need, yeah.
Like, you need a team to play that game.
Yeah, I watched. I've never played the game. It was too much for me. But I did watch a lot of people play it. And there was one time I saw a guy. He wound up breaking his house. I guess it was like these teenage kids or something. Actually, they probably was like maybe 12, so younger than that.
Yeah.
But I guess he was terrorizing the area. They built a house and they had like these special locks on it. Somehow, some way, this dude got inside. And by the end of the video that he was doing, he had the kids crying and shit because he was just basically just robbing them. He's like, "I want all your timber. I want all all these minerals he wanted." They're like, "You promise?" And then
he lied to them.
I guess the teenager kid was like trying to, a 12-year-old I guess was like trying to convince him like, "Come over here." And it was like New Zealand. He's like, "Come over here. Come to this chest." Like, "No, you have to look over there." There was another person that a friend of his was around the corner with some kind of gun or something.
Holy shit.
Then he came around the corner and tried to shoot the player. He's like, "Motherfucker." He killed the friend that tried to shoot him. And the kid was like, "I didn't know he was there, I swear." He's like, "Shut the fuck up." And he killed him and took all his shit.
Damn.
And I guess when the kid came back, he was crying. He's like, "Why would you do this to me?" And I felt bad for the kid, but
here's my social security.
Just don't take this. You know,
take my social security number.
They don't destroy these doors. That game is too much, man.
Bob says that's why I don't play those kind of games for that reason.
Yeah, I can't do it, man.
Here's the thing: like, if we do play it, we gotta play this shit like in a fucking like a gang. We almost gotta make like a gang and shit. You know, like we gotta
set up a schedule, man.
Have at least 10 people.
Set up a schedule. Like, look,
right.
What days are you on? What days are you available to get on?
Jeremy's available like a lot of hours, so he can guard the base like it's nothing and shit. Have a couple dragons up in that bitch.
The bouncer up front.
Right.
You can't do it by yourself. That's basically the moral of the story.
I remember when I got fucking harassed by like regular animals in the games, where they would not let me get into the house, right? And they killed me already, right? So when they kill you, right, all your gear is dropped.
Yeah.
So then I spawn some random location. I'm running back to my house, right? I'm like, okay, let me go back to my house, get my gear back, whatever. Guess who's there?
Oh.
A dragon is still there. Fucking harassing the fuck out of me. He wouldn't leave. And no matter how many times I die, right? I come back, dragon still at the house. So I'm like, dude, I can't even go back in the fucking house. This dragon is a fucking computer dragon. It's not a dragon that's from that's controlled by a player. This is a computer dragon, and he would not leave me alone. He spawned. He stayed stuck at my house. I can't do shit.
You can't kill it.
It was like another, because I was trying to come back and play the game too, because I was like, let me give this game another try. And then this shit happens, you know?
Another shot.
I was like, man, it's too rough.
You're like, this is why I left. Like,
it's too fucking rough, man. It's like this.
It's not on paper.
Fuck that game, man.
On paper, it sounds so awesome. And, like, I never had the balls to play that game because I know I don't have the temperament for that. So I'm like, and I usually don't watch you play or watch other people play. I usually don't try to do that too much, but that was the one game I was like, I won't play this at all, but I will watch other people play it because it's really too heartbreaking, man. I can't.
Deep. Like it goes into like you becoming like a chemist and shit, making like shit like from berries that you gather in the forest. I think it's crazy, man. Oh my god, you gotta learn how to do like water irrigations and shit. Learning how to fuck with water.
I saw one dude. He was kidnapping people. I think I told you about this. He was kidnapping people and putting them in cages. And he was saying, like, I'll let you live if you subscribe to my channel. It's like, if you don't...
That might be like Rust, huh? Because Rust and Ark is almost similar.
Is it Rust? I know they could build a boat. Was that Ark? I know they had a little diamond thing in the arm, so that might have been Ark. Yeah, it's Ark. They was kicking people off the... They put like a raft and everything had cages on it. And it was like, join us, subscribe or not. You're going to have to fight this megalodon in the damn ocean. And then one guy was like, I won't do it. He's like, take this spear... Get in the water, and he got in the water for the megalodon, and megalodon was like, it was just so quick.
What else is gonna happen?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Bob says so you couldn't break down the walls on the other side. Well, we can't talk about these things anymore.
Yeah, we go.
Let's do this Oak Island.
Let's do this.
Oak Island.
Let's get back to this shit.
Oak Island.
Okay, so blah blah blah. Oh yeah, so dude Kaiser winds up slipping from the pulley, fucking dies. He just goes splat at the bottom of the tunnel, right? Also, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who is like a huge fan of this outdoorsy shit.
Is he the same President Roosevelt?
Yeah, Roosevelt. This is before he's president. I think he was like 27 at the time. He started getting interested in this spot. Because he wound up becoming president eventually, he couldn't actually be involved in it anymore. But he still was watching. He was still like keeping up with the news of what the fuck are these people finding up there? Like, I'm president. I can't do it because out of it's conflict of interest, I guess. But as a president, like I can't be involved in the little shit of treasure hunting. But he was still keeping up with the news of what the fuck is going on. Today he died. They said he kept up with everything that was going on up there, just because he was so interested in it and he tried it, didn't find nothing. So Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he was into that shit. And after that, okay, so in 1937, they actually wound up coming across a second stone tablet. They said the same exact thing, right?
Yeah. And
then they said the tablet that was actually made in 1804. Oh, just like the one they found in 1804. So this is about like over a century later. I think over a century. They wound up finding. Yeah, it's about a century later. Yeah, they found another stone tablet. And
wait, they found another stone tablet?
Yeah, they found the second one. They was digging and they wound up coming across like a miner's oil lamp. They came across a miner's oil lamp with whale oil. And this is back in the day, so they're using like blubber and oil to like for like lamps and stuff. They found like dynamite and like an unexploded dynamite at like 65 feet. And that's when they wound up at 93 feet. That's when they wound up finding the next tablet. And this is back in 1937.
So now they're using like explosives, like to try to dig up this place.
No, they found explosives down there. So I'm like, how long explosives been around? Like, how y'all finding this shit?
Didn't China? They were the first one to discover
Gunpowder
like,
and shit. Yeah. So that's just been around for maybe 16 something, maybe.
You know that was an accident.
Really?
That gunpowder shit.
I can see that. Some of the best shit are accidents.
It wasn't like no alien technology, nothing. This was like
all human error.
Primitive technology, like the real primitive technology. Like, oh, gunpowder, because some motherfucker mixed up some shit and then poof.
And that was it?
Yeah. Like, that was probably the greatest shit the fucking China came out with, man. Everything else is fucking copycat bullshit.
Man, they're going to get you, man. I'm not even going to.
They're motherfucking.
All right,
go ahead.
All right, so now we're going to skip ahead to the Restall family tragedy, folks. This is the part where the body count racks up, and this is the last time people actually died, right? So this actually happened, I think, on August 17th, 1965. What it was is where there was like a pit or something. Oh, what they was looking into. The husband of the Restall family, the father of the family, the man in the house, he's the guy who's like the big dog. I guess he was like standing over a pit, and he started inhaling some kind of like chemicals that was coming out the ground. Some like noxious gases or whatever that was coming out the pit. He fell unconscious, but when he fell down the water shaft and like went to the bottom.
This is the Orslo company, right?
No,
the next one. My bad. This is what's the next company?
This is Restall Family Company.
Yeah.
Restall Family Tragedy. So I can't remember what company it was.
Okay, yeah, I remember now. So like he smelled like some like foreign gas, whatever the fuck gas it was.
Yeah.
And then he fell down the shaft.
Yeah,
right?
back down to the water. Cause I think they was digging at first, digging.
Right.
Boom, water started coming in again.
This was in the 1990s.
This was at 765, yeah, I think 60s, yeah, 60s.
Yeah, the 1960s.
Yeah,
right. This is like the most recent and the most famous one. It's like the dude, like he smelled some gas, right? And then he fell down a shaft, and then it was two other people that jumped down to try to save him.
Three, because like
it was three.
Because his son came up over there and was trying to help his dad. He got nauseous by the gas too, and then he fell into the pit.
So he jumped into that shit.
So he, on accident, he fell like with the same. He fell the same way his father did, right?
So weird because like after all that time, you never hear anything about these people like smelling a type of gas. Yeah. Now like this guy, he smells like a gas, and then he fucking falls down the whole pit and pretty much drowns or die, and then 2 or 3 other people jump down to save him.
I mean, unless they.
And they
unless they dug way too deep and hit like a pocket of like, I don't know, because maybe there's gases in the earth and shit like that. So maybe they must have. I don't remember seeing how far they dug down to, but they clearly hit a spot to where they was releasing some kind of gas. At first, because they wound up, over time too, all these companies started realizing there was a bunch of tunnels also built. There was like, they was calling them vents at the time. They was saying like, hey, the further we dig, we are coming across like these little pockets of holes in these walls, and they're actually vents. They're the ones pulling in water, and it's like, we're not building them, but these vents are there, and that's why our tunnels keep filling up. Like, they was building like fucking tunnels that had like wooden beams in them and stuff like that.
So they were pretty serious about this. Like they
serious.
They really believed that there was a treasure down there.
And this is all the companies. Like, they were building tunnels. And I wish I had sent you a picture earlier, but they got wooden beams in the tunnel to keep all the weight from everything crashing in from like the like, they even built a dam at one point. Because at first it was like, fuck, like either we gotta drain the entire goddamn ocean or we stop. Or we build a dam. And so they built a dam. And so they built a dam that kept the entire fucking ocean from going into their tunnels. And that was it. They had to build these tunnels and then just be like, look, this is dangerous. If this dam breaks, we are fucking dead. And sometimes the dam cracks. Sometimes they be digging and be like new holes. Like, what the fuck? Like, they wound up putting like at one point, one of the companies took like some like dye and they put it in the water. And they was like, okay, go down to the tunnels down below. If you see the dye come out, the colored dye come out through any of these vents that we have marked on our map that we know exist, that means you need to plug these up because that's where the water's coming from. If they're not coming through it, that means they're not coming through the ocean. That was actually a pretty smart idea.
Damn.
So that's how they started plugging up all these holes. But how you gonna plug out the damn ocean forever? So I guess they was working on a timeline, but it's like, okay, this water is kind of like turning.
It seems like a pretty like fucking like.
It wouldn't be worth it, man. It's too much.
Fuck, like for what treasure? Like for what? For 2,000 pounds of gold? Is it worth it?
Even if they came across 4 million, it's still the equivalent of what would be 4 million today. As much money they spent on it, it would not even come close to the 4 million that they're looking for. It's not. worth it.
I think like altogether since the 1600s that they spent more money trying to fucking mine this gold and shit. They end up wasting
than the worth.
Yeah, then whatever the fuck it's worth. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's nothing. They didn't. All they had was crazy fun adventures.
That's all it is. And then people died.
People died.
The sacrificial lands, because like I said, like. Cause I think
six people died so far.
So 6 people, yeah. So it was the father looks like looking at tunnel or looking down into it or something like that. Some gas hit him. Fucking, I guess so. He might have drowned. That's from my understanding. He might have fell and drowned into one of the tunnels or something. And he probably drowned. Son went over there like, Dad. Oh shit, fell. 2 other workers went over there try to save them both.
Yeah, they jumped in. They say, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna save you."
And they both die. And then. Bada bing, bada boom. So we have 6
They
now.
can't keep it. See, that's a crazy thing about money, man. People would fucking go to these great extents for this, this wealth and shit. But I mean, in reality, man, like you can die like a minute after that shit, and what are you gonna do?
I think at this point, even I would probably say back then, because I doubt, for one, these people that send up these expeditions to find this treasure, they're probably not even poor. They're probably well off to even get this shit going in the first place. So I think at the end of the day, this isn't even about the money. This is like just a challenge of it. Like I guarantee you how many times throughout the decades they're probably like, fuck the money. This is like, we just want to get to it. Like the money don't even matter at this point. And
to me, it would have been like just like a game, like just like a fun adventure time, like, hey, we're gonna look for treasure. Sure, let's go look for treasure.
Hey, I'm rich. I don't have anything else to do. Let's dig. And then let me make me feel like I'm doing something with my rich life and getting into the dirt.
Get in there, Raphael.
Get in there.
I'm done. Like my 5 minutes of shoveling, I'm done. I'm tired. Raphael, you got 5 hours.
Like, woo, that was rough. How long was that? 5 minutes? I'm gonna go take me a break.
And then we get canceled.
You're like that is it. Okay, so after that, for the most part, that's how everybody. When I'm dying, the body count is at 6. As far as I know, they have not hit 7. They had another company called Triton Alliance.
Triton Alliance?
Triton Alliance, where some dudes who I guess had to form like a truce with each other just to agree to like actually start this expedition again. Nothing really came out of it as far as I know, of course. Actually, no, let me take that back. The only thing that the Triton Alliance found, like I said, there's like these motherfuckers that came together. It's like, hey, we're gonna make a truce. We all want to work. We all want to work out here in this land. Let's all work together, and then we can split the reward or whatever, right? The only thing that they actually found, as they kept digging, and they also used the Ager drill, and that's where they realized, holy shit, there's something more down there.
Is that mechanical drill?
Yeah, they wound up using that again. I think they wound up realizing, it's like, holy shit, there's treasure chest down there, based off the residue from the Ager drill that they shoved to the ground.
So what kind of residue was it? Was it like gold residue that came up from the drill?
No, not this time. I think it was like types of wood and I think the rock. It was like, okay, something's over there. I don't know shit about rocks, but I guess it's like
it's hard.
If you know some shit about rocks and you know like, okay, something is in this area because whatever the fuck ever. They wound up finding like a bag, they found a bag, right, of a body. Yeah.
Wait.
They found a dead body. They found what was it?
Like a fossilized body?
Yeah, they said because they actually came across a stone chamber where it appeared to be a severed hand and a corpse, and several treasure chests were down there.
Them digging really deep.
This is
right?
them digging really deep, and I think
so they didn't find no treasure, but they found like a stone coffin with.
Oh, there's like I guess it says it's within the stone chamber. Because I'm trying to think it's like stone chamber, like a room. That's what I was trying to realize before. Like, I think they might be talking just an area, but found a body.
See, that takes a whole different turn.
And, yeah, that's where they found.
Like, is this an ancient site now?
What, it was like a sacrificial site? Like, because the way they found it, and I saw the picture. I wish I sent it to you. There's some shit I'll be seeing. I'll be forgetting to send it to you. But it's like a bag that's like. It looks like it's being held together by like some kind of string or rope or something, but it's like the body stuffed into it, but the hand is chopped off in the body or something. But
holy shit, this
some
is
weird
like really
shit.
really deep with like when they were digging.
I think it was like in 2005 they found this shit too.
What the fuck?
So this is
made that.
This
up,
is within. This might be in 2000. I might be wrong, but this is out of all the stories of the companies, this is the one that's the closest to our actual time.
That is wild.
But they found a body. They found 3 treasure chests. They tried to send people down there to. Actually, they sent like a diving team of 10 to find the treasure.
A diving team.
A diving team.
That's crazy.
They found they extracted the 3 treasure chests. They opened it. Nothing was in it. And then I think they tried to send some more people down there, but the tide was acting all crazy. And the water was too strong for them to even swim against. And so they just like, fuck it. And then so after that, History Channel creates a show to exploit to Oak Island, baby.
The Oak Island show, like on the History Channel.
8 seasons now, man.
8 seasons. Hey, what did we find? Nothing. But a bunch of fake shit.
A coin, a sword.
Lies.
And something else I was kind of like,
A Japanese samurai sword.
It don't match up with any of the stories. Like, I would say stuff from England and Spain I could see there, but Roman Empire, I don't even make sense how that fuck with.
A sword from the Knights of the Templar.
Roman Empire wasn't really traveling the world like that, so. Yeah.
So like overall, like they never really found no major treasure after like 400 years of searching.
After that guy that found that chain, was like, oh shit, and he skipped out. That company, that's like the best they've ever done. I'm not counting the History Channel shit because to me, I think that's fucking bullshit in my opinion.
It might be real. We don't know. We're not the one that did all the discoveries and stuff. So
it might be legit. It might not. It can, actually, you know, you're right. It could go either way. But
right.
I say out of everybody, I would say that one company that found like the gold residue. That's probably like the best evidence they got of like a treasure.
I thought it was like the gold chain that they found, where they're like, "Holy shit, we found the fucking gold chain."
The 3 gold chain links. Yeah, that's when it was like, "Wow, fuck, let's go, more money."
Raphael, let's go.
And that one dude was like, "Oh shit!" They never said what that guy who found what he found. All it was eyewitnesses that saw him from a distance was like, something like this, like,
I bet,
like he's got gold. Like
bet, like
that's what everybody was saying after that.
Yeah, I bet like the dude, like he found that shit, right? Like when he was like digging, right, and then he dropped it back on the floor. Then he used his toes, right?
Just picked it up.
He picked it up with his toes, right?
Not his hands.
It's like, taking a break, guys, and then he walks.
He's walking off weird.
Walks all weird. Then he fucking like just like picks his toes up and then just grab that shit.
As soon as he gets to the outhouse,
slides it in the back of the pants.
When he gets to the outhouse, he's like, "I got to take a shit, guys." So that's why he walks funny. He's trying to stick with the story.
Hey man, where you going, man? Next day. Hey,
he turned his 2-week notice in.
You know, Raphael quit, right? Like he quit. He only worked one day. He quit, and he was acting weird.
What was wrong with him? I don't know. He said he wasn't feeling good, and then he go running off to
Blood Diamond, motherfucker.
He went somewhere else. Was like, yo, man, I found something. They don't know it, but I got it. Like,
Yeah. I would have went wild, man.
fuck that treasure hunt, dude. They'll
Is
never
that it for that?
That's it, man.
All right, we're gonna take one quick break, and then I'm gonna go through a whole bunch of like small stories that I found from the week.
Let's get it.
All right, guys, be right back. It's gonna be fun stories, so you guys just stick around.
I can't wait.
Hold on. All right, guys, we're back, and then we're gonna do like some small stories. Like if you guys made it this far already, hit the like, give us that 5-star.
Just write it out with us from this point. We're almost done.
You leave a comment, subscribe on iTunes. Like, why would you listen this long and not leave us a 5-star?
You crazy as shit if you listen this long.
Yeah, you're wild. All right, small topics.
All right.
So a motorist in Ohio crashes a car after letting God take the wheel.
Oh.
So this lady, she's having like a really bad week, right? She lost her job, she lost everything, and she said, "Fuck life," right? She's gonna let God take the wheel. Here's the crazy thing: she had her daughter in the back seat, driving on a road, right? Not only did she say God take the wheel, she accelerated over 100 miles per hour. Over 100 miles per hour. That's fucking fast as fuck.
Kid chilling in the back seat.
A baby chilling in the back seat, right?
Wow.
So she said, "Hey, God, take the wheel. I'm done with life. Whatever. Yeah, if you want to steer me in the right direction,
You got it.
yeah. Like, am I supposed to be safe or are we supposed to die?" So what ended up happening? She drives into a fucking house.
What the fuck?
Nobody dies though.
But
So God actually maybe might have taken the wheel and let her, like the God was like, "Fuck, I gotta make it not look suspicious. Let's land the shit in the house and we protect her."
so I ain't taking a fall for this lady.
Right, because like, okay, like maybe like she wasn't supposed to die, because if she died, right, she would have created a Nexus event.
Yeah.
Where she would have created like a whole new multiverse, right? Like something would have branched off from like
She
her
killed somebody.
ridiculous.
Ripple effect.
Yeah, the ripple effect would happen because she wasn't supposed to die. Like if you watch Low Key and shit, like like if you're not supposed to do something, right?
Yeah.
The Men in Black or whatever, the people above, they will take care of
Snatch you
it.
out.
They will snatch you out the timeline, or
And they'll reset the timeline that you just created, wipe it all out, so it don't even exist anymore, and then everything goes back to normal
and,
too.
yeah, we sound crazy because a lot of people didn't watch this TV show.
But watch Loki. I please God.
Yeah, like if you
I
guys,
love that show. That's the best Marvel thing. That's the best things Marvel put out in a while to me.
If you guys are into like weird stuff, like sci-fi stuff, and you guys are into time travel, you guys got to watch Loki on
The multiverse.
the Disney Channel, Disney Plus or whatever.
Yeah, man. Time cops and all this shit.
It's deep. It's like super deep, and I recommend it because like it has like some shit that involves like my own mushroom trips, where I actually saw some shit like in my mushroom trips that related to these episodes, where I can relate to it, and then when I saw it like in real life, I was like, these guys, they know something about like the universe, like beyond like what we know right now, like the spirit world or whatever.
It's like with the Doctor Strange comic books, man. The guy who created Doctor Strange, LSD. Yeah,
it has to be.
It should be too strange. I'll be reading some of the old stuff. I'm like, man, he was on it heavy. But it's not like as an insult to him, but it's kind of like the ideas that you see him think of within the story. Is like you have to be outside of the level of think outside of past.
You have to be
the limits of our reality to think of what this is at this point.
Yeah, like
TVA shit. Like think about fucking people controlling the timeline. Like,
that's so crazy because I had like the visions that like way before I watched this TV show, like I knew somebody was controlling this timeline. That I knew they were controlling like everything that happens like within our timeline, right? Like it's all written out already. Everything is like in the path. Like we're just walking through the path that's already been written.
Stick to the script, man.
Which is it's crazy. It's so hard to believe. Like it is hard to believe, but then like once you start seeing like signs and stuff and whatever, you see signs like, hey, okay, this is supposed to happen. Like it happened, and then something weird happened, and then that validates like the signs that you think that was you're seeing, and it's crazy.
Man,
It's fucking crazy. Then I watched this TV show, and then like it
confirms it. Like, damn
yeah,
it,
it not only like confirms it, whatever. Like it conflicted a little bit, like with my own belief of what I think of, like how the timeline worked and stuff. But then I was like, holy shit! Like it almost like it's too much information where I couldn't.
It's an overload, man.
I couldn't like really like what's the word like. ingest it all and shit because there was so much information, and then I was like, holy shit! Whoever wrote this story, they know like a whole lot more than
Just what
whatever
they
the
tell
trips
you.
I took and shit. I was like, holy shit, they're beyond like another level.
Yeah, that was like with the first episode. Now it was like really a huge complaint. People were saying with the first episode of Loki that it was an exposition dump. It's like it just throws you so much shit within the first episode of
It's a
Loki.
lot.
And me, I went through it just fine. I mean, I kept rewinding it a lot. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I've rewinded a couple times, but maybe more than that. But I enjoyed it. It's not a lot of action, but it's a lot of good structure building of this reality that's outside of our own time. Like that shit doesn't.
It's so good.
Like the one dude was like, "What's a fish?" Like I was like, "Are you? Oh my god!" Like these people are so outside of everything. Like and
the way they did that whole 6 episode was to me was so mind blowing that somebody can explain something like this, like a timeline and how time works.
like you meet a female version of yourself. Like
right, alternate
what
realities,
the fuck?
parallel realities where you're like a female in another reality, but then you end up falling in
love
love
with yourself.
I was like, that's the ultimate narcissist.
And it made sense for Loki's character because he's a villain anyway. So it's like
Yeah.
he kind of just loves himself anyway.
So I was screaming at the TV. I was like, "You're gonna fuck yourself, dude."
but I thought she was. I thought she was
crazy.
I thought she was kind of cute. So I'm like,
Spoiler
I
alert.
Spoiler, guys.
They don't have sex, but
But they do kiss though.
That's another spoiler.
And that kind of I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
we destroyed everything.
Fuck it. Everyone dies.
you guys are supposed to watch it anyway.
You're supposed to watch it. Just
It's been out for like a week.
week and a half now, so something. But
We're gonna.
but back to the damn
not
Jesus
like
drop.
this.
Back to the Jesus taking the wheel shit. With the imagine Jesus showing up and like landing in the car like what the fuck, and he's like I gotta take the wheel like.
Oh yeah, the Ohio.
Jesus gave it the
story.
Ohio shit.
Yeah.
I was going back to that right quick because we went so far from it.
But yeah, she ended up spinning out of control. Like she hit a pole and then another car. Then ultimately she slams into a house. So her and her like her daughter in the backseat survived in Ohio. And this is her story. She said, "Hey,
she in
my
jail,
life-"
I'm assuming.
Yeah, she's in jail.
Hope she gets the help that she needs, man. That's so fucking scary, man. It'd be something as little as her being stressed out from being a mom, man. It'd be something just like that.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, next story. So MIT predicted in 1972. This is what they predicted back in 1972. They said that society would collapse, like in our time now, in the 21st century.
I believe it.
This is what they predicted in 1972, and new research they shows that like we're on schedule to this collapse of society.
Yeah, my mom sent me a video the other day of Carl Sagan
Yeah,
way back when. I think it's in the 70s. He was either on 70s or 80s. He was on a David Letterman show, I think, or some kind of Tonight Show. And he talks about how in the future, how society's going to be becoming like this, and it's not going to last too much longer. It's going to be becoming very fragile, like to uphold society, but like how people are going to be stuck like to technology or too reliant on it. Carl Sagan, but it's like an interview. My mom, I didn't even know my mom was even a Carl Sagan fan like that at all. But
your mom is cool, man.
she be sending me shit sometimes. I'm like, bad.
She
Mom.
knows about
knows
Carl Sagan. Does she know about Terrence McKenna?
Probably not. That might be outside of her. I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't really ask her these things, but maybe I should. Maybe I should get to know her more. So I don't ask her these things.
Do your mom want to go on a psychedelic trip that will blow her mind?
She probably won't do it. I almost guarantee that.
But once you're like,
I think we have a better chance to get my dad to do it than my mom.
once you're like that old, you're gonna be like,
Fuck it. Let me see what's up.
yeah, like surprise me, you know, like it's like almost like, hey, you think you've seen everything, but hey, let me show you something else that maybe you had no fucking idea, like you would ever see something like this.
I'm like, I'm 63. Let me try it out. Let's see what's doing. What's up?
I would like what, like
I'm like, Mom, don't panic. Just relax. It's gonna feel kind of strange at first, but just go. Don't fight it. just don't fight it. If you fight it, you might make it worse.
you can't fight it. Like once you get in the zone and you actually start seeing the shit, you're gonna be like, holy shit! Like what the fuck is life all about? Like you start.
The roller coaster's starting now. Hold on, let me put my seatbelt on.
It's crazy, man. I love that shit. It's wild.
Man, so Jesus tried to take the wheel, and he did. Drove to a house.
Yep.
Bad. Good on you,
Yeah, but this
good on you,
MIT
JC.
shit, right? They were predicting since the 1972. They said,
And
hey,
then so with that too, yes, sir.
society is going to collapse, like in the 21st century, and like it looks like because they were like basing it on how like the Rome Empire, how they were structured.
That shit don't last forever.
How their civilization end up collapsing and shit. Because like even like with our little empire or whatever, like it's built on like a structure where ultimately like this whole money system shit, it's people are gonna realize like how fraudulent all this shit is, how fake the money system works, like how we're enslaved like with this money system. Like eventually a lot of people is gonna figure this shit out and they're gonna be like, hey, this shit is fucking fake. It's so fake, right? Like, let me give you an example. We can go to a bank, right? If you have a good credit system, you can, let's say like you go to a bank, you get a business loan for like maybe $50,000, $100,000, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? They approve you. Hey, here's $100,000. Take the $100,000. Like they just print this shit out. Like, here, take $100,000. You can do whatever the fuck you want with $100,000. For example, let's say you take $100,000, right? You invested this shit into like whatever company. You can invest it like in Dogecoin, for example, right? This is a real life example. This dude has $100,000. He invested all this shit into Dogecoin.
All 100,000.
All $100,000, right?
Fuck, dude. That's
when
scary.
Dogecoin was like 4 or 5 cents, right? Within 3 months, right? This dude made $3 million off of like this one little investment.
That 100,000.
So you start thinking like, okay, like money, they can give you like all this money like this. So if they're printing out money, right? You can take, if you could have credit to take all this money, you can use all that money to make as much money as you want.
Yeah, for if you just creating out of nothing, because
all this money is they're giving it to you anyway because they have like good credit, right? And then you're taking it out as a business loan because then they're not gonna give you like personal loan. They might not give it to you, but like business loan, they're like, fuck it, okay, you got a business, boom, you pitch your business, we're gonna give you all this money.
Yeah.
Take all that money, you don't even put it in a business, you just invest it into like crypto or whatever investments and shit. So this dude made like fucking $3 million.
And so with that business loan, he flipped it. And then paid his business loan back.
Flipped the fuck out of that shit.
Obviously,
and then he gave, So then it makes you think about how this whole money system is, how it's structured. It's almost like, okay, if they can print out money like this easily, right? Like let's say like he didn't do it like that, right? Let's say you take that $100,000, he spent it on like drugs.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so the bank is never gonna get all that money back.
Man, ever.
They'll never ever get that money. But do you think that bank is gonna be like fucked up from that situation? Because if they're just printing out money, like, okay, fuck it, let's see what this guy's gonna do with the $100,000.
The bank has like it's like a weird safety net. What the fuck?
It's so weird. It's the whole situation, even like with the whole the housing situation, right? When
Wall Street crashing.
They're giving out all these like shit like for people to pay off, like to buy houses, whatever.
Wall Street bailout, when Obama bailed out Wall Street, is like, what? Like, how the fuck y'all?
I thought about that like on the drive home. I was like, man,
where does money come from? They can say taxes all they want, but I don't know. They Oak Island. Like, I don't. Where's this shit coming from?
Take all that money, go to Oak Island and shit.
No, but if I get rich, I'm blowing up Oak Island. I'm letting y'all know right now. That's the first thing I'm blowing that shit up.
Yo, can we build like a little small atom bomb and just drop it on that island?
Gold flying everywhere.
Be like, what treasure?
It was never about the gold, folks.
Yeah,
it was
like
never about the
what
gold.
treasure. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oku?
What else I got? All right, so I got another story.
All right,
so devastating floods will dominate the 2030s thanks to the moon pretty much shifting in our environment.
I believe that shit with all my heart. I saw it like 2 years ago when I was in Florida. Yes, I'll just explain your story and I'll tell you mine. I swear to God, I believe this. That shit's so scary.
So the moon actually shifted, right?
Yes.
Like it shifted in our orbit.
The gravity, man. This is gonna make violent. It's gonna make tides go crazy. 2 years ago, I went to St. Augustine, stayed at a beach house with my family because my mom won a contest. Right. I remember one night, I was just out. Like the room I was staying in was on the second level, and it's like a porch that looked out over the ocean. So awesome. It was awesome, right? But I remember sitting out there one night and it's a full moon. And throughout the entire day, I was like, hey, this water, this beach has been going up higher than usual. And this throughout the day. Till nighttime, I see the moon. I'm like, okay, now the ocean's getting too kind of close to the house. I remember I stayed up all night because I was getting kind of worried. Eventually, when I was laying in bed and I was starting to fall asleep, all I heard was like, shh, just like water running. And I woke up and I was like, what?
It's on her feet.
And I woke up and I went to the porch again. The ocean was going running underneath the house.
Holy
And I was
shit.
like, I panicked. And I was like, we need to leave. My mom was like, you need to calm down. I was like, why y'all act like this is normal? This like, we're on a beach. The
Did
ocean,
your mom say like, hey, stop being a beep?
pretty much like, go back to bed. I'm like, no. Like, I was like, the ocean used to
Go
be.
back to bed.
And everybody's looking at me like I was crazy. And I was like,
Yeah.
the ocean used to be that far out there. Just just yesterday. Now it's going underneath the house. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't. They was fine with it. Maybe I was overreacting, but I ain't trying to get sucked out by the sea. But it was very weird just how, just off of that, how the moon can do just that much to make water run, or like push the ocean up to where you are supposed. The house is supposed to be at a distance to be. I assume if your house is on the beach, it's supposed to be at a location safe enough from the ocean, right?
Yeah.
But if the ocean's now come up to you that far, then I don't know. So that shit with the ocean and the moon and all that, I believe it, man. I seen it with my own eyes. It's scary as shit.
Yeah, so scientists, they're saying like there's like a shift in the Earth, but the moon's orbit, where they say by the time of like 2030s, there's going to be a lot of like coastal like countries and cities, whatever. They're going to be all like underwater by the time of 2030.
Man, we're going to be like...
So Florida is going to be underwater. California is going to be underwater. Maybe Italy. Italy's already fucking halfway underwater. They've been underwater for a long time
Yeah,
now.
they've been there.
Those nasty-ass pizza people.
Maybe they got some beef with Atlanteans. I don't know, man. Maybe they got some
They got beef with my people.
Some old sins, man.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Like, I feel like I'm really a part of the Atlantean crew, man. Like, I would die for these people.
You know what I was looking
Like,
up
if I fucking, hey, you got to guard Atlantean now. Like, yeah. No, like, I would not even doubt that shit.
A couple weeks ago, right? And Marvel Comics, right? This is the same thing as like where Loki comes from and all that, right? Marvel Comics. There's a character named Namor, right? Namor. He's a character from Atlantis, right? He's like super arrogant. He doesn't really work well with others. He's kind of a good guy, but not really not. He's basically like T'Challa from Black Panther, but of Atlantis. Like, he don't give a fuck about nobody. If it doesn't pertain to Atlantis, he really doesn't care. And he doesn't work with teams because he feels like, as a king, why should I work with the Avengers? Like, y'all should be working for me. Like, I've run out. Like, he's like, 75% of this earth is covered up with the ocean. Why should I work for y'all? Like, he gets like good logic like that, right? But over the years, and as I've been reading Namor in the comic books, I was like, is this dude Asian? He's always looked Asian. And then I looked up on Reddit. A lot of people have been saying, like, a lot of people have been thinking the same thing. Like, I think he's an Asian dude, but then Marvel's never really revealed it. But just with his features and all that. And then a couple weeks ago when I was reading on Reddit, I started thinking about it. I was like, what if Billy's Namor? Like, because I was thinking about it, man. I was like,
what's funny? Like, halfway through the story, I was like, are you talking about me?
Yes.
Like, as a joke? Like, as a joke?
No, I'm dead ass serious. I was like, I feel like this. I was reading on Reddit. I was like, this seems very familiar.
It's so fucking weird. I almost stopped you midway in your story. I was like, you making fun of me, right?
No.
Like, you know,
I'm dead ass serious. I like a lot of people, and I've been reading comic books for God knows how long. And Namor's always been a character who pops up every now and again.
That's so fucking crazy.
But he is the leader of Atlantis, and he's like, man, like, I should be taking. I technically should run this planet because it's more water than land. Why y'all think I should run this shit? Like, y'all don't take orders from me. Like I don't should take orders from y'all. Like, we got the technology, we got this, and that's why he doesn't like T'Challa a lot, because T'Challa, his country is way smaller than Atlantis, but T'Challa has that same mindset too. T'Challa's like, man, fuck you. Like, I try to help out the Avengers when I can, but Wakanda comes first. Where Namor's like, fuck the planet. Like Atlantis come first, because all y'all do is dump trash on us. Do y'all do this to this ocean? Like, why should I help y'all out? So he's kind of like, he's very gray character. But over the years, people have been saying, like, what's his nationality? Because we got some characters figured out. He looks Asian, but he is not. They've never said it. But he's been around since like the 40s as a character. He's been around since the 40s.
That's wild. I can kind of relate to that a little bit, man.
But a couple weeks ago,
like what I saw like on my mushroom trip, right? Like, I saw like me in the ocean and stuff. Like me, like when I saw like the ocean being like destroyed by what humans did to the ocean, I felt like everything, dude. I felt like the sadness from the whole fucking ocean. From a mushroom trip, dude. This shit hit me like a ton of it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, oh, how can I fucking describe like this feeling? It was
without words, man.
It was so much pain, dude. And I was like, it was so much pain, so much sadness, to where I was like, whoever's responsible for this, they're in big trouble, and they're being dealt with. Like, if you watch like the Disney show, like Loki, right? They have like different people that controls different. Like what I saw, like in my mushroom trip, is beyond even what the last character on Loki.
Okay, and all that shit.
What I saw was even beyond that. I saw structures and not even civilizations, but like shit that stretches way even far beyond what somebody that controls a whole galaxy. I saw things beyond that, like things like it's so many levels. There's almost like I can't comprehend like how many levels that I saw that existed beyond like our universe.
Yeah.
It's so much shit that it's so mind-boggling because I'm seeing it in high definition. I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing like the people who's like responsible, right? That's for doing this destruction on Earth, the destruction on like our like ocean life, the destruction of humanity, like the poisoning that they're doing to us right now, like with these chemicals, right? These chemicals that they're using to preserve food or whatever. These are chemicals that's destroying the human beings on this planet. I saw all that. I saw the destruction they did in the ocean, and they got caught. Like, it's almost like I took the mushroom trip. I saw all this shit, right? And I saw it. I was like, oh, you guys got fucking caught. Now you guys are in trouble.
You guys are on notice. They know, they notice you now.
I was like, holy shit, this is why they were fucking blocking me. Like I saw like as them blocking me like from the spirit world, but I saw all this shit. I saw all the nasty shit that they were doing, and whoever's controlling, like I'm just gonna say it, whoever's controlling like the Chinese government. I'm not saying Chinese people are bad, but who's ever controlling like their government is fucking dark, dude.
The president
And shit's going through Twitch. But that shit is fucking dark. Like, it's dark. Like, dark. Like, it goes like fucking, it stretches like not even from China, it stretches to like the whole fucking world. Whatever the fuck they're doing.
Trying to do something.
Like, that shit is dark.
Oh, did you hear the other day too that the Biden administration finally kind of like came around to saying like, yeah, it may have been created in a lab. Like, go. I thought, what's today? Tuesday? I saw it yesterday in the news, and I was reading an article about it. So the Biden administration is saying something like, hey, you know, the COVID vaccine, the COVID-19, it may have came from a lab, possibly. We like, and these are senior people that's admitting to it now. So now we're back to the start of how this originally started in the first place of it being created in the lab. Right. That's the OG conspiracy behind it.
All the people that would have spoke on this shit from like, you know, day one, they would look at them as like, oh, the crazy people. Now they're trying to, you know why they're admitting to that shit? You know why?
They got caught. What else can they do?
They got caught.
What else can they do at this point?
They got caught, like beyond this realm. Like I saw this shit. It was like maybe like 4 weeks ago when I took the trip. Right, I was like, oh, you guys are in fucking trouble, and they caught like whoever's like involved with the destruction of like what they were doing to Earth. Like they were degrading Earth, dude. They disrespect the Earth like it was fucking like Earth is like fucking trash. This is what I saw on my trip.
Yeah.
Like, they've been doing this shit for a long time, too. And now they're actually, they got caught, and they're being, like, exiled. This is what I saw. They got exiled, and they're being sent to, like, a place where even I can't even imagine, like, where they went to. Because I was like, oh, you guys are in fucking trouble. Like, I was, like, kind of, like, dancing. Because, like, oh, finally you guys got fucking caught,
Revenge.
you know? Yeah, I was like, okay, you guys are going to. And now I was like, I can't imagine what the fuck they're going to do to you guys. I was like, oh, they're going to fucking light you guys up. Like, I couldn't even imagine because there's so many levels beyond, like, this realm. And then I saw, like, oh, you guys did Earth wrong.
Like,
yeah, because they disrespect the Earth so bad, right? And then, like, people, if you live on another planet, right, you look at Earth, like how we are now, it would be like a fucking shit show. They look at Earth like, oh, this is a fucking joke place. Like, nobody wants a fucking vacation there.
The hood.
Right. It's like the hood. But the Earth is supposed to be like some sacred place. Like Earth is supposed to be like respected. And then what I saw like in my trip, like I saw myself cleaning up like the Earth. Like I got rid of all like the people that was like supposedly like involved with like the high shit, like where they let like aliens or whatever. They made the contracts like with Earth. And they allowed like shit to come in this planet and shit. Yeah. And on my trip, I stopped all this shit. I said, like I said, you can't bring no more shit to this earth. You guys are not allowed to bring nothing else. It's almost like they gave me all this power, but it's almost like they stopped me from taking this trip because I was scared to take this trip because remember I was telling you on my previous trip that every time I took a trip, it was so
You just
scary.
get blocked, something like that, right?
Like it was so scary when I took a mushroom trip, right? I was so scared. I just had my eyes open the whole time, and I was like, okay, I don't want to take this trip. It's just too scary. I don't want to do it.
Clearly, they don't want you going back in right now.
Yeah. So then, like, just one day, I just said, fuck it. And then, like, I just went through the whole trip.
Gotta power through it, man.
I powered through
That was
it.
my first trip. My very first one was
I
that
powered
shit.
through it. I saw it. I was like, oh, fuck. They tried to hide all this shit from me. It was so crazy.
Man.
Oh, man, it's New Jersey. You miss so much, man.
New Jersey, man.
God, I must sound crazy right now.
Where'd you go? Yeah, man.
There's just so much shit
that was like
happened.
the Gulf of Mexico a couple weeks ago was on fire. Like, you saw that shit? I watched it for like
the whole ocean was on fire.
the Gulf of Mexico. Like, I guess they had like a pipe that like burst and it was oil. Oil was like sprayed out of it.
Yeah, like
and
that's crazy because like that happened like maybe like a week after my trip because I said like something like the ocean, they're getting the power back, whatever. So they maybe lit that whole fucking shit up as like an example. This is what I was thinking, like just from my own trip. I was trying to validate everything I saw on my trip, how the ocean was getting fucked, and then we're getting the ocean back because whoever fucked up the ocean, like they're gone now. Like whoever like allowed that shit to happen, they're gone now, and they're being taken care of like beyond our realm. It does sound fucking crazy, but I'm just telling you like what I fucking saw on my trip.
I was thinking like on some kind of weird twist of fate. What if China created the COVID to wipe out humanity because humanity's
It's not
fucking
to
this
wipe
planet
out.
up? I don't know. I was just thinking like this is like I'm just thinking like of a possibility, not like
it's not
somebody get behind. Like,
here's what it is. What I saw, everything, all that COVID shit, all that shit with the vaccine, is not to wipe up human beings. It's to keep us like alive, like as long as possible.
trim down the numbers,
but keep us like controlled. Like keep your brain controlled. Like don't make humans think like they can do more than what they can. Because here's what I saw on my mushroom trip, like what humans are actually capable of. Like we're capable of fucking having knowledge like beyond traveling to different planets. We're supposed to have done that like 100,000s of years ago. Humans are supposed to be able to, they're capable of doing that a long time ago.
no, we're too busy.
What happened with like, once they like, what they did to our society, right? Like from the beginning, they enslaved like man from the beginning, and they tricked them with this whole money shit, right? They put the whole money system like in effect from the beginning, because in the beginning, all they wanted to do was to mine gold to use it for their planets, because gold was like a material that they use it to protect like their what's that shit? Like the ozone layer in their planet or whatever.
Yeah.
So they needed like Earth, right? To fucking, because Earth had like a lot of gold. So this is like the beginning story, like with the Anunnakis. Like, man, we're getting a whole nother.
Yeah, this is a whole going back
Whole
to the
nother
whole.
podcast.
Yeah, this is a whole other podcast episode right here. This is,
But like it all tied
back
into like
into-
my mushroom trip and how all this shit was, everybody was enslaved like from the beginning, like with money. They used that from the beginning. We already got fucked up from the beginning. Like we've been fucked up from the start.
we're too busy blowing money away on Oak Island and shit.
Like think about this.
We
Like,
waste so much time.
like think about it like this, right? Like we live in like a world, right, where everybody has to eat something to survive. How fucked up is that world?
If everybody has to eat something to survive,
Yeah, like you got to kill to survive.
that's shit.
That's a wild world, right? Let's say this is all a simulation, but the simulation is like, okay, everybody, you know, you got to feed for yourself. Like you gotta kill to survive.
Yeah, you can't really work with each other. You gotta like dog eat dog. I think.
Yeah, it's a wild ass fucking simulation, right? Where
Turn it off.
like you want to live, you gotta kill.
Like Purge or some shit. I don't know. Not Purge might be wrong. I don't know, it's just survival. I guess this is like when you play a game. It's like easy, normal, hard, survival. This is like survival right here. This is what we're on. Like we're not on the easy to hard shit. This is just
That's wild, right? Because if you think about it,
yeah.
everybody on this planet got to kill to eat.
My phone keeps telling me that Media Hijack is on right now. We've been on
We
for
are on.
hours. But every time like my screen like goes to lock screen, it keeps telling me like, "Hey, we're on." Like, motherfucker, I know, I'm here. was doing that last night. Remember I told you it was telling me last night that you was on, but you weren't.
But yeah, like
My bad. I made it off topic.
this was like a mushroom trip that I took like a few weeks ago, and it was one of the most profound trips I had, where like I fixed my own life too, because I was like doing a lot of like stuff like I didn't think I was supposed to be doing, but I felt like I fixed shit, you know, like in my life. And this is how powerful mushrooms is, man. Like if you're going like through anything and you're just so fucking lost, you're confused, like look to like your local mushroom guy or whatever, or like you could talk to me because I know so much about it. And because I want to help people.
Man,
Like if you're going through like whatever you're going through, I feel like I can actually help people now.
You should start something new, man. Call that shit like shroom shaman or some shit, man, or shaman shroom or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like start something off new with this shit, because this seems like this is like
man.
The with your experience in life and all that, and then what you,
because it's not about me no more.
Yeah, it's not about you. This is about like
I'll die,
what
but
you
I'll
could
help you guys.
what you could do for everybody else. Because yeah, fuck.
I think so, man. I think it's like
Set
that
it up,
time
man.
and shit.
Set it up. I think you gotta wait till you're like older though, because if like your age, they probably won't take you seriously. Like,
Yeah,
he ain't
I
no
have to grow like a
shaman.
beard,
Yeah,
like a
get
real
some
one.
gray in it too. Like,
Yeah,
or just
and if it doesn't turn gray, I'll like dye it.
die. I was about to say that too.
Like
Just
to trick
dye it.
people, like, hey, I'm more wiser than you think. Yeah.
Like he looks young in the face, but like his hair, I don't know what he is, but he's not from here.
They'd be like,
he's-
how old are you? Like 12,000.
Age is a number created by man. You gotta say some shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You like humanity always wants to put limits on things. Like this is it's
Yeah.
not about age.
Just catch them off
Yeah,
guard.
you gotta throw some shit like that. Like, oh, he
They're like, okay, R. Kelly.
okay, you like kids, we get it, man. We get
Okay,
it.
R. Kelly.
We get it, Billy.
Age ain't nothing
That sounds like you trying
get canceled like day one and shit.
so
Like,
quick.
Like I'm just trying to help people, man. You know,
Age is nothing but a number created by
cancel.
man.
Like you see me in handcuffs.
like
like,
throw him in jail.
Motherfuck.
He likes kids.
But yeah, so like this Friday, like I'm actually doing like
Next
like
trip,
a
man.
little small ceremony where I'm getting somebody new, and I'm
Test it out, man.
using them as a guinea pig, you know, as
like
somebody that never done it before, don't really have really no knowledge about shrooms. All they think is like shrooms is like something that'll melt your brain. I was like,
Something that the man has told him. Like,
right,
something
I'm
that
like, I'm
society
about to
told him.
fucking blow your mind, dude.
It's like, man, you don't come out and be like, oh, I hate this world. It's like, this shit is so disgusting.
Yeah, the dude.
That was my first trip. When I came out, I was like, ew. It's like, everything just looked brownish to me. I don't know. It was so
my
weird.
last trip, I was so disgusted at this world. I was so fucking
Dude, it's-
disgusted. I had to like take a break. I had like fucking like my mouth was. I had to spit shit out. I was like,
It's real,
I was like, this
man.
shit is so fucking nasty. I was like, I can't believe we're this poisoned.
It's real.
I was like, we're so fucking poisoned by whoever this alien entity on this planet, where they're making all this artificial shit, dude, and we're eating all this shit. All that crap is so much poison. It's not even earth shit, and that's what disgusted me and my fucking. I was so damn.
The purity
disgusted.
level of this planet is like
It's
low.
so fucking nasty, man. But yeah, we'll end this podcast. My laptop is about to die.
All right.
It's a good show, right?
Hell yeah.
Holy shit, we went overtime.
Crazy. I didn't think we was going to go this long. I was expecting at the very least today, an hour. At the very least.
Oh, my computer died.
Yeah, at the very least an hour. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah, we
but-
went over an hour.
Yeah, good shit, man.
But yeah, guys, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Next week we're gonna do the episode on.
Yeah, you didn't tell me. Yeah, what was it?
It's the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a sacred. Well, it's not a sacred library. It's a real library. Like back then, that it got burned down, right? But they're saying like because like this library got burned down, like humanity is like we're behind 500 years in technology because of all the knowledge that got burned down in this library.
Can't wait to read this. This shit sounds amazing
Yeah.
already.
So see, like this is like back then, like shit, like in the Roman times, like you know, back then they love fucking burning books for some reason. They're burning all this knowledge.
the truth.
Yeah, they're just burning the truth and shit. But now, like with the whole internet, everybody have a little flash drive. Like everybody's like fucking whatever knowledge is there, everybody's
Fuck a
storing
book.
it. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's like back then with all this knowledge that was stored in all these books and stuff, it all got burnt down. And they're
it's
saying
called-
that we're like humanity's like back like 400 or 500 years.
And like the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, the Library of Alexandria.
All right, I will look into that because I don't know nothing about this shit. So this should be fun.
Deep. But yeah, thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. Peace out, adios. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday.
Love you guys.
Adios.